Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hins has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment. A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukeeny Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Shiloh Vineyards. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeeny students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Solutions North Bank, Day Motorsports, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Waukeeny. They're rooting for the Trego Golden Eagles as they battle their way through the postseason. Good luck, Eagles! A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukeeny Animal Hospital, Trego Recreation Commission, and Pathway Ag of Waukeeny. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeeny students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Prairie Rose Inn and Rosie's Bar and Grill, First Federal Bank, a branch of Lions Federal Bank, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime supporter of Nex-Tech Game Time. Good luck to the Eagles as you battle your way through the postseason.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Nex-Tech Game Time pregame show. I'm Steve Stoltz alongside my partner Tate Reynolds, and we are in Waukeeny tonight for round 2 of the 8-man Division I state playoffs. In the state of Kansas, we have the undefeated Trego Golden Eagles hosting the 5-4 Kiowa County Mavericks, who we are in Waukeeny tonight, Tate, and there's a lot of buzz around the city of Waukeeny about how far this Trego team can go into the playoffs, and with good reason. They're on a 9-game win streak. 3 games in a row they've shut out their opponents, and they've only given up 118 points in 9 games so far this year. Pretty impressive. So both, Kiowa County comes in winners of 3 straight, and they have scored offensively 376 points on the year. So both teams are streaking. Trego's won 5 straight at home. Kiowa County 3 straight on the road, and 4 out of their last 5 games overall. Tate, something's got to give tonight. What are we looking for here?
Yeah, well, like you said, there's a big buzz going on around Waukeeny. I pulled up here and there was 90 minutes on the clock, and there was a line of cars right there in front of the school ready to get into this game. So the whole town of Waukeeny is pretty excited at this. But like you said, somebody's got to give. Both teams are kind of streaking right now. Trego's been streaking all year. They've won every single game, and they held St. Francis scoreless first round of playoffs. Kiowa County's coming out here after a big win over the Kinsley Coyotes with a huge performance by their running back, which we'll get into here in a little bit, as they kind of started off the season a little slow, but they got healthy, and now they're on a streak. So one of these teams has to give, and we'll see who it is tonight.
So let's talk about some of the stars that we're going to be talking about a lot tonight. Let's start with the dynamic duo for Trego, Ashton Wynn and Jack Connis. Last Thursday, they lived up to the hype, and Connis had almost 200 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Ashton Wynn, the quarterback, 73 yards rushing, but he had 4 rushing touchdowns, and that's just on offense. On defense, he had 9 tackles. He also had a forced fumble as well. So, Tate, when you have these two types of dynamic players, how do you game plan against that kind of a two-way dominance?
Well, if you're the Mavericks at Kiowa County, your ultimate goal should be to shut one of them out of the game completely, not allow yards, try to focus on one player. And if I'm Kiowa County, Ashton Wynn's got to be that guy that you focus on defense to shut down. He had 4 touchdowns last week, as he had an excellent game as he's been having all year long. That's the guy, I think, that if you're Kiowa County, that you have to focus on. Connis, you can let him get his yards, but as long as Wynn doesn't get going, because as soon as he starts getting going on offense, he's going to get going on defense too, just as we saw last week. So that'd be the game plan if I'm the Mavericks.
Absolutely. In fact, talking about Ashton Wynn, he has scored in 5 straight games, multi-touchdown nights against Ellis, against St. Francis and Quinter. Defensively, last Friday night, Layden Crawford, the freshman, had himself a heck of a game, had a pick 6. And so not to also mention Jared Ashenbrenner and Cass Smith and Connis, they all had sacks last week as well. So take this Trego defense, they're not just stingy, they're very aggressive.
Yeah, they had a whole different ball game on defense last week. It was the toughest defensive game they played all year long. They held St. Francis to no points, and that was a tough feat to hold the Indians to nothing. And like you said, Crawford had that huge pick 6 at the first quarter. There was sacks, there was fumbles, there was fumble recovery, 2 of them by Ashton Wynn. I mean, he had an excellent game. That whole Trego defense had a great game, and I expect the train to keep rolling.
Well, meanwhile, Kiowa County, the Mavericks come into Waukene, 2-hour drive from Greensburg, and their offense is starting to hit their stride at the right time, Tate. They've put up at least 31 points in the last 3 games. In fact, last week against the Kinsley Coyotes, they put up 52 points. So they have a workhorse. We don't hear a lot about him, but this kid is kind of like Ashton Wynn and Jack Connis. We're going to hear Jacob Hogan's name a lot tonight. He is their workhorse for the Mavericks. He's got over 1,100 yards rushing on the year, 23 touchdowns, and he averages 9.8 yards per carry. That's impressive. When you have that many carries and you can average almost 10 yards a carry, that's something else. And something we had talked about before we went on air tonight is this team of Kiowa County, they are predominantly a rushing team. And so Kiowa County, how are the Mavericks going to try to win this game? I know you want to either take out Wynn or Connis, and how are they going to pull this off tonight?
Well, like you said, or like I said, they have to take out one of Trego's offensive weapons, but they also have to get their one offensive weapon going early. Jacob Hogan, I didn't know if you knew this, but he went to Kinsley before last year. So he was a Kinsley Coyote. He went to Kiowa County, and he got to play his team last week, and he had kind of a revenge game, having that game that he had, and they whipped up on the Kinsley Coyotes. So he's got to get going tonight, and I think he's going to want to keep that momentum going on from last week's game, try to get through this tough and stingy Trego defense, and I think that's one of the keys on offense for the Mavericks tonight, is get Jacob Hogan going early and try to pick out those holes in the Waukene defense. One
of the players that stands out the most on the Kiowa County team is Aiden Rohrenbaugh, who's got a few sacks this year. He's also has some interceptions as well. But I think the storyline here is, Tate, that if Trego jumps out early tonight and gets that big lead, it's going to be a long ride home for Kiowa County tonight.
Yeah, and we've seen it before. Trego gets ahead by several points. It's going to be a tough feat for any team in the state to come back 3 scores against this Trego team. So going on the keys, we've talked about the keys. Eliminate one player. If you're Kiowa's defense, you got to eliminate either Connis or Ashton Wynn, and you got to get the offense rolling for Kiowa County.
All right, well, it's playoff football in Waukene. Fans are already starting to show it. They've been showing up for the last hour, I believe. But it could be, if things don't go well for Kiowa County, it could be an early night tonight. But we shall see. But the winner of this game tonight punches their ticket to the sectionals, and there's a possibility we could see a heck of a matchup next Friday night. So if Trego wins tonight, and if Hill City wins tonight, we're going to be in Hill City next week. And first game of the year this year, those two teams met, and Trego came away with a 30-20 win. So it's going to be very interesting. So coming up next on the Nex-Tech Game Time pregame show, we're going to have an interview with Coach Pat Haxton for the Golden Eagles. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock tonight, and Tate and I will bring you all the live coverage right here on Nex-Tech Local 1. Before we get into this Friday's game, I want to talk about last Thursday's game a little bit.
Okay.
In my opinion, from watching the game, your defense really stepped it up.
Yeah, they really are. They're playing fast right now, and they're playing aggressive, and you know, we knew we were going to have to, just because of they were going to give us some fits on defense, their defense against ours offense. And yeah, I thought, yeah, we have been playing really well, you know, and we're going to have to continue that aggression and that intensity and that physicalness. And so, yeah, I was really happy with the way they played. Yeah, I came off the field really, really pleased with our defense. Yeah.
You talked about your kids playing hard, and we really seen that on that game.
Yeah, they do. They practice hard. They work out hard, and they have been playing really hard. They're going to have to continue to do that, and have no reason to believe they're not going to. You know, and we talked to them about playing at a level that your opponents don't want to play at, and they prepare that way. It's really a special group for that reason. Yeah, he did. He got a slobber knocker on our wall because of a block. That's something that doesn't happen very often. You get that from a quarterback. Yeah, Ashton's everywhere. He's so humble about the whole thing. He's such a good leader for us, and you know, he's leading the state in touchbacks, in kicking off. You know, and it does a little bit of everything. He's a punt returner or a kickoff returner. Yeah, he's so important to us, and he's, like I said, he's so humble, and he works so hard and never loses focus. Yeah, he's our guy. You know, we got great seniors. You know, but Ashton he's not afraid to hit somebody. He's into the game, so he knows our offense so well. He's played quarterback so long for us. You know, that he's very, very aware of everything that's going on both sides of the football. That locker room is as tight as I've seen a locker room in a long, long time for me. You know what I mean? And yeah, and they do, and they like each other. They talk to each other. They hang out together. They're just a good group of kids.
Kiowa County, a little bit of surprise. What do you know about them?
Nothing, to be honest with you, other than what I've seen on film. I really don't. I can't find stats on them. I don't have any of that kind of information. Obviously, I got a roster on them. I really don't know the teams they played, you know, and other than, you know, that their records and that kind of stuff. But, you know, I do know this after watching film, man, they're playing really good right now. The last 4 games have been really, really good football games for them, and I understand they're healthy. They look like they're healthy. They got a couple kids on film they didn't have early in the year, and they're playing really, really well right now. I kind of compared them to my kids this week of us last year. You know, we lost 4 games early, but man, by the time we got to week 9, you know, Hill City beat us by 6 points. But man, I thought we were playing as well as anybody last year at that point. And I think that's the thing it is with Kiowa County right now is I'm certain they feel really good about themselves, and they've been playing really well. You know, and so that's always a scary thing. And they play hard. They play hard and play fast, and got some skilled kids. So yeah, their 5-4 record's really, really misleading, I believe.
What do you do to prepare for a team like that when you don't know that much about it?
Well, we hope that we've done enough this year. You know, we've seen enough different looks and different things that will be okay. You know, and that the intensity we play with will and our fundamentals that we do preach every day and do every day, that those will come out and play. Because, you know, Kiowa County's going to come out in multiple defense fronts. I have no idea what they're going to show us. You know, they have 3 or 4 different fronts that they looked at. We're running cover 2 sometimes, and all of a sudden they're running man. You know what I mean? And so we just have to have us. We just have to work on us. You know, we're ready for the fronts. We've seen all the fronts that they're going to give us. We just have to be able to communicate up front with our offensive line and be able to take care of it, you know. But it still comes down to what have you done to this point, you know, how have you been playing this point, you know, have you been sleeping on any team you're playing on? That's what we've been preaching about. I don't care who we're playing. You have to get better, because eventually you're going to have to see that same kind of football team with a little better athletes than the team you're playing, and you have to know how to handle that, and you know how to go at that stuff. And their offense is the same way. They run, you know, the last couple of weeks they've been in a Wildcat and really had success with that Wildcat, so we're ready for it. But at the same time, they can spread it out and throw the football and run with the quarterback, and so they can do a lot of different things. So again, we just have to be ready for a little bit of everything, and we just have to be fundamentally sound, and we have to play as hard as we possibly can play. Everything else takes care of itself. It always does.
Well, the good thing is they're in the same boat. They probably don't
Yes.
know a great deal about you guys.
Yes, and I tell them that I told them that yesterday and go to practice. I'll tell them that again tonight. They have one day to prepare for us. We have one day to prepare for them. Are you going to let them out prepare you, or are you going to let them out focus? Because they have the same opportunities you do. You know, he's watching film on me against teams that he has no idea some of those teams. You know, so it is tough. It always makes it tough this time of year. You know, we played Kiowa County a couple of years ago. They were in our district a couple cycles ago, but whole different football team, whole different attitude, whole different mindset. You can just tell by the way they're playing. So yeah, you don't know a lot about them, and I'm glad they don't know a lot about us. That's just kind of the way it is.
So keys for this game.
Like always, we got to play at a level that they're not willing to play at, you know, and we got to try to not let bad things, when something bad happens, it's a football game, something bad's going to happen. There's going to be a time where something goes their way and not our way, and we got to make sure that doesn't turn into doesn't steamroll, that we stop that immediately and get it supposed to make blocks for Jimmy's and Joe's and fundamentals of football. So the key to the whole thing is play as hard as you can, and everything else takes care of itself.
Welcome to Waukene. The Trego Eagles, 2 weeks in a row hosting the playoffs, and we are ready to go. The Kiowa County Mavericks are in town from Greensburg, and we are set to go. Here's a deep kickoff, and well, like pretty much all the other ones, Tate, back of the end zone.
Yeah, as Pat Haxton kind of talked about in the pregame, he leads the state in touchbacks,
Yes.
if you didn't know that. So, yeah, no surprise there. Tonight's going to be a pretty good one. This is an undefeated Trego team against a 4-loss Kiowa County team. Kiowa County is going to start off with the ball here, and they're going to be defending the north. Trego deferred the toss, and they're going to be defending the south. It's going to be a fun one tonight, Steve.
Yes, sir, and as the Mavericks line up for their first offensive play of the night, it's going to be a fake handoff, and it's going to be carried over there by Jacob Hogan. Comes into this ball game with 1,121 yards rushing, and he picks up about 4 yards on his first play.
Yep, and we talked about it pregame. He's going to be the guy that Kiowa County is going to kind of lean all their weight on tonight, and it's coming off of a tough defensive game from Trego. Let's see who wins the momentum battle early.
2nd down and 6 for the Mavericks. And here is another run up the middle, and that is Hogan again. And Hogan is going to pick up 8 yards, and he is going to pick up the first down for the Mavericks.
Yeah, and he averages, what we said, about 8 yards a carry.
9.8 yards a carry.
Yeah, nearly a first down every carry. So 2 carries in, he gets a first down as Kiowa County's offense is trying to get rolling early, and so far they're on pace for it. Let's see what Trego can scheme up to try to focus on Hogan.
So Hogan's carried the ball both plays, 2 rushes, 12 yards, and he is going to keep it again. It's the
Uh-oh.
And
wow.
he is breaking out into the open. He breaks a few tackles, gets out across the 40, and finally rode out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. And tell you what, 18 yards on the play for Hogan.
Yeah, in Kiowa County, there was a smart play by Hogan. Their right end, Carson Broenbaugh, he kind of didn't quite get the tackle. Connis was going to have a tackle there early, but smart play by Hogan, cutting it back to the other side. And big yardage, and now they're into Trego territory.
Trego so dominating last week in their shutout win over St. Francis. And here's another carry. It looks like Hogan again.
Yep.
And picks up 4.
Yeah, I think they've ran the same play every play so far, and right now it's working. You might as well keep going to it. Try to get the defense on their toes, and one of these times they're going to hand it off to somebody else, and Trego is going to be focused on following Hogan, and it could catch the Golden Eagles off guard. That's one thing they're going to have to be careful is these other weapons for Kiowa County as well.
As we established during the pregame show, Tate, Kiowa County, they have rarely thrown the ball this year. And here is a handoff getting out to the 20. He's going to be about a yard shy on that. And the running back there was number 21, James Greenleaf, the sophomore.
Yep, and like I said, they're going to hand it off to somebody else and try to fool Trego. Now it's a 3rd down and 1. And I'm not surprised if they call number 23's number right again, Hogan, and let him get the first down and maybe more. 22, excuse me.
Direct snap to Hogan. You are correct, Tate. He takes it and gets across the 30. Down across the 20 and down to the 17-yard line. Going to pick up 3 yards on that. And that's good enough for a first down.
Yeah, a couple runs already on this drive that he's had that he got 2 or 3 more yards after the contact, even after he was basically tackled. So it's going to be a tough running game here from Hogan, and Trego's got to know that he's not going to stop till that whistle is blown.
That's right.
So the Golden Eagles are going to have to get him down quick and keep him.
Jacob Hogan, the junior, 6 foot, 185 pounds. He's a big boy to bring down. Hogan is going to carry it again. Every play except for one has been a Jacob Hogan run, and this one is a pickup of 2 yards on the play.
Yep, this time Trego decided that they needed to stop him, and they did, of course. Now it's a 2nd down, and we'll call it a long 7 here. And that's just what Trego needs to do all night long. They need to contain him to 2 yards if they can.
Kiowa County has only attempted 69 passes all year, and this is Hogan again right up the middle to the 10. He is going to pick up 4, and that's going to leave a 3rd down, and we're good, and about 3 yards to go.
Yeah, that one was designed to go out to the sideline, but there was no space out there, and he saw a hole right up the middle. So he got those extra 4 yards. Now we got a 3rd down and 3 or 4 yards. 2 plays now for Kiowa County to get a first down, but they're looking for the orange paint.
Coming into this game, Hogan had 114 carries. And here is another play, and not going to get a first down. In fact, there's a flag in the backfield, and it's going to be holding. First penalty of the night, holding on the Mavericks.
Yeah, there's that hold right there in the backfield. I missed the number, but those flags are going to be one key part of tonight. You got to limit your flags, and this one's going to back them up. It's going to be now a 3rd down and 13 or 14 yards, and that causes a little bit more trouble. Yeah, that causes a little bit more trouble for the Mavericks, but now they still have 2 plays to get those 13 or 14 yards, but you definitely want to try to draw something up to at least get 8 or 9 of them back.
Different formation, 2 receivers split right, man in motion, back to pass. This is McDonald. And he lofts it.
Yeah,
and
bounds.
Referee says the receiver's out of bounds, and it'll be out at the 11-yard line.
Yep, that was Joel Armendariz who caught the pass. He was wide open right there in the middle. It's a nice pass from Hogan. Now we got a 4th down and 5, and this is a huge play on this first drive. If you're the Golden Eagles, you need this stop because you do not want to let the first points come on the board to the Mavericks.
Fourth down and 4, 8:05 left to go in the first quarter, scoreless. Here's Hogan again, cuts it up the middle, and he is stopped short. Brought down at the 9-yard line, picks up 1 yard, and as you said, Tate, the Golden Eagles, when they needed their defense to step up, they just stopped.
Yep, Kiowa County also burned 4 minutes off the clock, and that's a pretty big number off the clock because you don't want to let Trego get the ball back with their dangerous weapons on offense. But now it's going to be a 1st down and 10. They're at the 10-yard line, and the Golden Eagles are looking to start their offense off hot. Let's see who they decide to go to first. They can throw it, they can run it. I'm expecting Connis to get hot early.
Yep, I would agree. We got 2 receivers split right for the Golden Eagles. Wynn, the quarterback, man in motion. That's Aschenbrenner. Split out left now, and Wynn is going to take it himself, and he is brought down at the 17-yard line, but not after he picks up close to 8 yards on that play.
Yep, and now that Trego's on offense, we talked about this pregame. At least I think one of their biggest keys if you're Kiowa County's defense is shutting out either Connis or Wynn, as Wynn starts off the game with himself getting a 7, maybe an 8-yard gain, and now they're back to the I formation, and this is where they love to go to Jack Connis.
And there you called it. Connis breaks that out to the right, breaks 1 tackle, and is finally brought down at the 24-yard line. That's a pickup of about 6 yards on the play. It's going to be good enough for a 1st down.
Yep, through both drives already, I can already tell this is going to be a heck of an aggressive game on the ground. You have Connis who runs hard. You have Hogan on the other side running hard. And, I mean, this one's going to be a barn burner on both ends. They're going to have to make some good tackles, but there's going to be a lot of shoulders thrown tonight, Steve.
Game clock is at 7 minutes in the first quarter. 4 of that was taken up by that first possession for Kiowa County. Here's a fake handoff. Wow. And finds him wide open, and that is Aaron Sampson, and finally brought down deep into Kiowa County territory at the 23.
And you got to give some credit to Darius Brown out there on the end. He was the guy that was spread out to the near side, number 28, the senior. He had an excellent block. He managed to help Sampson get another at least 7 yards after that. So credit to Brown on that, but also credit to Wynn firing that pass off. And now Sampson through the air. This is one thing Trego's going to do all night. They're going to be able to pass it or run it.
Yep, they mix it up well.
Yep, and now it's going to be an empty gun here. It might be another pass or maybe a QB draw to get Wynn going, but we have a whistle blown.
26-yard completion on that last play to Aaron Sampson, who caught his 22nd pass of the season. That puts him over 300 yards of receiving yards. Timeout on the field. We're going to take a timeout as well. 0-0. We're scoreless here in Waukene. We'll be back. You're watching Nex-Tech Local 1.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukene Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Shiloh Vineyards. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukene students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Solutions North Bank, Day Motorsports, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Waukene. They're rooting for the Trego Golden Eagles as they battle their way through the postseason. Good luck, Eagles.
We are back in Trego as Kiowa County's already had a possession, got it clear down to deep inside Golden Eagle territory, but could not convert on a 4th and short. Golden Eagles take over, and they are marching down the field. They just, right before the timeout, 26-yard pass from Wynn to Sampson. And here is another pass, and is knocked down. That one was intended for Darius Brown, incomplete.
Yeah, that one just thrown a little bit behind him. That's all. It's just going to be a 2nd down and 10. Now, if that one was led in front of him another 2 feet, that could have been a house call for Darius Brown, but ultimately it's still going to be the ball down to the 24-yard line. But Trego marching on this drive, something they do really well.
This is the 7th play of the drive for the Golden Eagles, and state playoffs here in the state of Kansas, and it's a keeper up the middle. That's Wynn. And Wynn will break it past the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, but I'd keep an eye out for that play right there. Wynn might have kept it that time, but Aschenbrenner had all the momentum to take that handoff to the outside. That's something I would, if you're Kiowa County, know that they're going to hand that ball off once or twice to Aschenbrenner, and they have to have that outside contained. 3rd down and 5.
Pick up 6 for Wynn on that last play. And we'll call it 6. Short 5. Wynn's going to take it himself, and he gets it inside the 10. Enough for another first down. And that's going to be close to 10 yards on that carry.
Yep.
Just inside the 10.
Yep, he got 6 yards on the play before to make it that 3rd down and 4. Why not put it back in his hands to get the first down? Now we got a first down and goal. Trego threatening.
Darius Brown, the 5'9" senior, split left. Connis time. Gets it out past down to the 5-yard line. He's going to pick up, let's call it 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and goal to go.
Yeah, but I would think here at the 5, it's either going to be Wynn or Connis if I had to guess. Yep. But it kind of depends on what formation they're going to go in. If it's an I formation, they're going to try to shove it right up the gut with Connis. But Kiowa County definitely has some size on the defensive end. That might not be quite in the game plan for Coach Haxton, because that size is a little bit different. Some big boys there for Kiowa County's defensive front. Connis is going to be in the backfield, single back.
Bladen Crawford split left. Connis in the backfield. And there's a flag on the play. It looks like a false start maybe.
Yep. They shut the play down. That means it's a false start. It's going to go back 5. And, man, both teams got inside the 10 and had a false start call. Actually, one of them was a holding on Kiowa County, but still flags in this game are going to be very important for both ends, and they're just flags you cannot afford. 2nd down and goal from the 10 now.
So Jack Connis coming into the night's ball game with 1,033 yards.
Yeah, you saw the scoreboard there. It was 44-0 Hill City.
Oy.
And there's 9 seconds left in that half. So Hill City looks like they might be the team that will play one of these teams next week.
So Connis looking for a rush, but nope. It's going to be a keeper rolling out and out of bounds, and not after he picks up 5 yards for Ashton Wynn.
Yeah, good stop there by Elijah Roberts, the 5'11" sophomore for Kiowa County. He kind of followed Wynn all the way out there, and as soon as he goes out and tries to block a pass, Wynn's going to take that to the house, but you got to give credit where credit's due to Roberts. He made the stop, and now it's a tough 3rd down and 5 for the Golden Eagles.
Weston Winholtz into the ball game now for the Golden Eagles, and you're talking either Wynn or Connis could take it. Connis has 19 rushing touchdowns on the season. Wynn has 15. I formation. Connis gets the ball up the middle, and he is met immediately by a whole bunch of Maverick defensive linemen, and actually he's going to probably lose a yard on that play.
Yeah, that was just a big defensive line for Kiowa County coming up clutch. And now it's a 4th down and 6, and it's going to be a tough 6. They're going to have to spread it out wide or throw the ball. The pass game's been working for Trego so far, other than one incomplete pass. Let's see what they decide to do, as it looks like they're going to bring out some speed on the offense with Bladen Crawford outside.
Trego comes in on a 9-game win streak, has shut out their last 3 opponents. Here is the keeper. This is by Wynn. Spins, dives for the end zone. And
they're going to call him short.
Yep, the near side judge said he is just, about a foot short.
I would like to say probably his knee was down, if I had to guess. Let's see. That's close. I think his knee was down right before he stretched it past the end zone. But now if you're Kiowa County, you are stopped right here, right past the end zone. And there has to be something to get out of this, because this is trouble if you're Kiowa County. But you still have the ball back and you hold Trego scoreless, which is a rare thing.
Well, both teams have had one possession, and both teams have had their possessions ended on turnover on downs. And boy, that was close for Ashton Wynn, the 6-foot senior quarterback for the Golden Eagles. I formation, nope, not I formation for Kiowa County. And it's a fumble.
He slipped.
Oh, and the referees are considering.
Safety.
Yes, it's a safety.
Wow.
That was looked like a center and quarterback exchange issue. Let's look at the replay here.
Oh. Yep, I think he just fumbled the snap.
Yep, and recovered it in the end zone, was touched by Trego. And so who had this on their bingo card tonight? 2-0.
Yeah, this is a plus 30,000 score right here. I mean, it's crazy. 2-0. And, man, like I was saying, that's trouble if you're Kiowa County. Maybe one of the worst times you could have had a mishandled snap.
Wow. Well, as we kind of process what just happened, let's take some time to thank our Trego postseason sponsors. We certainly appreciate their sponsorships. Pathway Ag of Waukene, Solutions North Bank, Waukene Animal Hospital, the Trego Recreation Commission, Prairie Rose Inn and Rosie's Bar and Grill, also the First Federal Bank, a branch of Lions Federal Bank. So thank you very much for your sponsorship of tonight's Nex-Tech Game Time Game of the Week, as we are in the second round of the playoffs. This is the regionals. Next week is the sectionals for the winner. And it looks like more than likely that the winner of this game is going to play Hill City, because Hill City was up, 100-0 at the half?
Yeah, 44-0 is what it was, and that was with 9 seconds left in the half. So, yeah, that game might be a little too far out of reach there for the Oxford Wildcats.
Well, because of the safety, it's a free kick for Kiowa County, and
something you don't see a lot.
No, you do not. And it is caught at the 24, breaks a few tackles.
Oh, wow.
This is, who else? Ashton Wynn. Ashton Wynn with a huge kickoff return. And he is knocked out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, you got to give some credits to the blocks. Look at them, 3 Trego Eagles right in front of him at that block right there at midfield, and that set up the way for Ashton Wynn for a big return. And Trego's right back where they were just about, 3 minutes ago on game time.
Absolutely. So Coach Haxton giving the play to Ashton Wynn. Tells his 7 teammates out there on the field, and here we go. Split right is going to be Cass Smith. Split left is Darius Brown. Back in the backfield is Connis with Wynn. Wynn looking for an open receiver. He's got Brown in the corner of the end zone and overthrows him.
Yeah, just a little bit too high. That was a slant by Brown and a curl on the other side, and that one was just thrown a little bit too high. Good patience by Wynn, not just taking off, but waiting for that to develop. If that was thrown a little bit lower and a little bit in front of him, that might have been a touchdown, but now it's a 2nd down and 10.
So checking out of the ball game is Darius Brown. Coming in is Weston Winholtz, the 6'1", 170-pound sophomore for the Golden Eagles. I formation. Here's the snap. Hand off to Connis. Tries to cut out to the right side and gains a couple of yards on the play down to the 15. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 8 yards to go.
Yeah, and I've kind of mentioned it before, that defensive line of Kiowa County, they got some size, and that's kind of where their all-state center, Traxon Maley, not being in there, it's the size factor that's kind of making the difference there on those inside runs, and there hasn't been much for Jack Connis up the middle so far. So they're going to have to spread things out wide and try to speed those defensive ends out.
Connis with 5 carries for 22 yards. That's less than half of what he's usually wanting to get. Connis gets the call again and breaks it out to the right side, and will pick up about 5 yards on the play, but it's going to make up a 3rd and 2.
It's a fourth down, I think.
Fourth down.
Yeah, they have a
okay.
fourth down on the.
You are correct.
So now this is going to be a big fourth down for the Kiowa County defense.
Well, they've kept Connis in check so far in this first half with 2 minutes left to go in a hypersonic speed first quarter here in Waukene.
Oh,
and
wow.
Going to take it himself, and he is not going to get the first down. What a play over there by that left side of the Kiowa County line.
Yeah, and that was Jacob Hogan on the stop. He blitzed right through the line and got that stop. Kiowa County is going to get the ball back this time. They're 9 yards further down the field than they were last time, so at least they have a little bit more room to work with after causing that safety from that muff snap.
So out of the 4 possessions, we've had 3 turnovers on down. So it's been a while since Trego has had some problems moving the ball up and down the field. There is a high snap and nothing that Jacob Hogan could do but just fall on it.
Man, that's back-to-back offensive plays for Kiowa County where they have a must snap, whether it's in shotgun or under center. Second down and long now. Now they're kind of back in that position where it could be trouble for the Mavericks.
So loss of 5 on that.
I don't think I've ever seen a 4-0 ball game, but hopefully not. Hopefully Kiowa County can get out of here and at least get 4 or 5 of those yards back. But I'm expecting Hogan out of the shotgun to at least, I'm going to guess, 8 or 9 yards out of it.
Officially a loss of 7. It's second down and 17 with a minute left to play. And it's just a run up the middle. And I'm sorry, not Connis, but Jacob Hogan.
Actually, I think they direct snap that to Boone McDonald. I couldn't quite hear the announcer, but it is. I thought Hogan was in the backfield, but anyways.
Yeah, we'll give it to Boone McDonald, number 4. Boone McDonald coming into this ball game with 52 carries. He's has exactly half the carries that Jacob Hogan does, but coming into this ball game, but not much on that pickup there. So instead of that's a gain of 3. So 3rd and 14, and I think Kiowa County's content on just. Well, I thought they were going to let the clock run out because
called their second timeout.
Yeah, there's 18 seconds left in the first quarter. That's to me that's kind of an interesting timeout, but that's what they want to do. So there are a lot of games going around in the state of Kansas as we are in the regionals of Kansas State High School football, and we'll try to get you some scores. Of course, we know that Hill City up north of us, they're taking care of business tonight against Oxford, and they're well on their way to a victory.
Yeah, and I got TMP and Smith Center tied at 0 after 1, so that's a Mid-Continent League playoff battle there, and that might be a good one as well.
Yeah, Smith Center is undefeated. They're getting their swagger back, that football program, and TMP comes in with a couple of losses and have to travel to Smith Center, so 0-0.
Hayes High over Hutchinson 13-0 after 1.
Okay, and they're playing in Hutchinson too.
Yep. Hayes High, one of those teams that is playing really good football right now, and this is the time to do it. If you win, you keep moving on. If you lose, your season's over. Hayes High, just one of those teams that never quits. So now Kiowa County back here with this 3rd down and long. They're still right there at the 5-yard line as Hogan looks like might be under center here. Or it's a shotgun with McDonald. I can't tell. That's a false start.
That's a false start, and that was on Hogan. Hogan gets the pass, but this is going to come back. And 3rd and
no play.
3rd and 12 and 3rd and 14, is now going to be a lot closer to the end. Well, the wrong end zone if you're a Kiowa County fan. They've already given up a sack tonight, and with 10 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and that penalty is declined. Okay, good call there by Coach Haxton. It's going to make it 4th down, and you got to punt.
Yeah, and they let the play run through because it was actually a illegal motion or illegal procedure, however you want to call it. There's 2 guys walking at the same time. So false start's the only one. They kill the ball. Now this 4th down and 11. Ashton Wynn's going to go back to return, and Kiowa County has to punt the ball for the first time, but they're going to let the clock run out to the end of the first quarter first.
What an interesting first quarter it's been, folks.
Yeah.
So the undefeated and having won 9 in a row, the Trego Golden Eagles are up after 1, 2-0. Yes, you heard correct, 2-0. We're going to take a break, and we will be back to start the second quarter, and looks like Kiowa County is going to punt this one away, which they should. So you're watching Game Time on Nex-Tech.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukeeny Animal Hospital, Trego Recreation Commission, and Pathway Ag of Waukeeny. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeeny students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Prairie Rose Inn and Rosie's Bar and Grill, First Federal Bank, a branch of Lions Federal Bank, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime supporter of Nex-Tech Game Time. Good luck to the Eagles as you battle your way through the postseason.
Yeah.
They do have a pass.
We are back in Trego as we're switching sides of the field now and faced with a 4th down and a long way to go. 4th and 11.
Yeah, I bet a game of basically defense in this one so far. 2-0 game. And both teams just trying to find something to do on offense as Kiowa County is going to get ready to punt. They've had poor field positioning on back-to-back drives, one of them ending in a safety. This time they're at the 8-yard line. Wynn's going to be back to return just past that Trego Golden Eagle midfield logo.
Here's the punt. It's a short punt, bounces out of bounds, and we're going to mark this out. And, you know, I've never figured out how they were able to determine the angle, but they're going to mark the punt as going out of bounds at the 33-yard line. And so Trego will have their 3rd possession of the game inside Maverick territory.
Yeah, I'd say the refs calling it on going out of bounds is probably 50% of the time, I guess. But I saw some coaches there for Trego trying to get the benefit of the doubt, running up the field saying, it went out right here, but they put him down at the 33-yard line, and now Golden Eagle football.
So we will get you your first half stats here in just a second. This is a handoff. Bringing out to the right side is Jack Connis, and Jack is going to get down to about the 27-yard line, picks up 5.
Yep. It's just going back to old reliable Jack Connis, just getting 5 yards. That's all you need to play. See if they decide to go back to him or let Wynn maybe throw it. Trego already has 31 passing yards tonight, and it's been working well. A couple completions, but if you're going to pass the ball 2nd down and 5, I feel like it'd be a good time to do it.
Split right is Brown, and they are they're telling Hudson Dynas to
He's got to
fix it up. He has to come out for an equipment issue.
Yep.
And so coming in is the junior Nathan Weigel, being for probably just one play. Quick pass out to the right. This goes to Brown, and that's going to be enough for a first down. I believe, well, may have called that a little prematurely.
Yeah,
Nate.
our angle from over here, it looks very, very close.
Yep, it is.
Yep, they're going to move the chains. So like I said, Trego decided to air it out, just get quick 5 yards, and now they're going to get their offensive linemen back in the game. Time to run the football.
So Trego trying to speed up the tempo a little bit here as Wynn is going to break it out to the left, cuts up the middle. He's at 5, touchdown!
What a juke.
21-yard touchdown run.
Man, look at this juke coming up right here.
There you go.
Wow.
He just juked 2 players at the same time, and Ashton Wynn just scored his 16th rushing touchdown of the year. He came in with 541, averaging almost 7 yards a carry, and that one was good for 21 yards and the touchdown. I formation. Let's see if Conness is going to get the handoff here. And wow, Ashton Wynn did not have a chance. And guess who was in the backfield immediately? Jacob Hogan with the sack.
Yeah, he's kind of firing through the line. Now it's going to be just an 8-0 ball game.
And
kind
not
of
the way you thought that.
Yeah.
It's not a touchdown and 2-point conversion, folks. All right, so there's 11 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Trego up 8-0. You're watching Nex-Tech Game Time.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Joaquini Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Shiloh Vineyards. These proud supporters stand behind the Joaquini students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Solutions North Bank, Day Motorsports, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Joaquini. They're rooting for the Trego Golden Eagles as they battle their way through the postseason. Good luck, Eagles.
Welcome back, everybody. Your first quarter scores and a minute into the second half. Both teams, 18 plays for Trego so far. Kiowa County with 15, pretty even on the offensive side. 114 yards for Trego and 52 to Kiowa County. But, man, those numbers are close. 5.6 yards per rush so far for Trego, 3.5 for Kiowa County. And it's going to keep on going that way, I have a feeling. 11 minutes left in this half. Here's Trego's kick.
This one is going to go out of bounds. So kind of a rare situation there as the kickoff goes out of bounds at the 7-yard line. And so that is going to give Kiowa County some good field position to start this ball game.
Yeah, out of bounds on a kickoff, you can either re-kick it or take the yards. With a kicker like Ashton Wynn, who's leading the state in touchbacks, I would definitely just take the yards.
Absolutely.
So now it's going to be a 10-yard penalty, send them up to the 25-yard line. And Kiowa County back on offense. They're going to go back to their workhorse, Jacob Hogan.
Interesting that both teams have their best rushers, number 22, and Hogan is gang tackled in the backfield, and he is going to lose a yard on the play, and it brings up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, Christopher Gunn was the one that kind of pulled back on that jersey right here to slow him down just enough so another Trego Golden Eagle defender can get to him. And so we'll count him with half of that tackle, I suppose.
And that's the 9th tackle for loss for Christopher Gum, the junior this year for the Golden Eagle defense. Looking to pass, and Hogan just throws it out of bounds, and he was under duress there by Trego's Aaron Sampson.
Yeah, that's a dangerous play there. Trego with several interceptions on the season so far, and they have some excellent defensive backs, and they want to see what they can do through the air, but it's just not working. They're going to go back to the ground game here on this 3rd down, and a long 10, call it 11.
Well, that pass attempt by Jacob Hogan was only his 9th one of the season. As you said earlier, they are not a passing team. Hogan gets the direct snap and nothing going. He's dropped at the 20, and he's going to lose, let's call it 4 yards. And it's going to bring up 4th down and 15 now for Kiowa County. And
yeah, there was just too much time in the backfield there. You got to fake it and run with it. There was just too much hesitation, and that caused the Trego Golden Eagles to get there quicker. So now it's going to be the 2nd punt of the game for Kiowa County.
Jared Aschenbrenner in there on the sack for Trego, and comes the punt. And that punter, he's maybe 5 yards at the most off of the line, and he gets a friendly bounce, and it goes out of bounds at the Golden Eagle 25-yard line.
Yeah, give credit to him. He's got a lot of pressure right in his face as soon as those punts are coming off, so at least he's getting it up and put some yards down the field. So now Trego back with the football. They still have this 1-score lead. A 2-score lead in this ball game goes a long ways, as it's been quite a low-scoring defensive game so far.
So Trego, the Golden Eagles, things are starting to click now for them, and offensively and certainly defensively as well. As Wynn is under center I formation, it's a handoff to Conness. Conness spins, gets out to about it's called the 25-yard line, close to they're going to give him out to the 25. It's going to be a 4-yard pickup.
Yep, 2nd down and 6 coming up. Conness with forward progression gets a nice little 4-yard gain. So now the 2nd down and 6. This is the point between the 4 downs where Trego likes to air out the ball, as we saw last drive. And, if I had to guess, I would think that they're going to pass the ball or option it out with Wynn. They have the receivers out each way, so.
At the end of one, Great Bend and Bishop Carroll are tied at 0. Here's a pass going deep. He has his receiver and could not reel it in. Almost made a one-handed pass. That was reception, rather. That was the freshman, Jared Aschenbrenner.
Yeah, that would have been a heck of a play. That might have been on Kansas top 10 right there if he would have brought that in. But that was an excellent throw by Wynn. But excellent coverage out there also by Joel Armendariz of Kiowa County. Now you got this 3rd down and 6. You can go through the air again, but I'd give the ball to Ashton Wynn there with all the space on the other side of the field.
That ball spotted on the right hash mark. We have 8:45 left to go after that incomplete here in the second quarter, and Wynn was looking to go deep again and threw it and in and out of the hands of Darius Brown, his intended receiver, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah. Ashton Wynn, he's got an arm, and that was just too much arm for Darius Brown to be able to haul in. That would have been a heck of a play. Would have been a 1st down, but instead now it's a 4th down and 6. Trego, Coach Pat Haxton, he's got a decision to make. He's going to punt it off. As the winner of this one for sure will take on Hill City. They win 50-0 to the neighbors in the north.
2 of 6 passing tonight for Ashton Wynn for 35 yards. Last 2 were incomplete. Here's a punt by Crawford. Ball rolls backwards and rolls out of bounds at the Maverick 23-yard line. 23-yard line.
Yep, so now Kiowa County getting the ball back. Both teams kind of trading drives back and forth. Trego's been the lucky one to get points on the board from a safety and a touchdown. But now Kiowa County back with the ball. They're trying to get a little momentum that they had in the first drive of the game. Let's see who they go to. If I had to guess, it'd be number 22.
I would not doubt that. So on the night so far for Kiowa County, not a whole lot of offensive yards other than their first drive. And here is a rollout by McDonald, and he found number 22, Jacob Hogan. And Hogan just dropped the ball. He was wide open.
Yep, he had a little bit too much popcorn before the game. Had butter on his fingers and it slipped right through. That's one Jacob Hogan wants back, as he had a little bit of space in front of him as well, as he probably would have easily got the first down there.
47 yards of total offense for Kiowa County tonight, 115 for the Trego Golden Eagles. And as we are approaching the 8:30 mark on that incomplete pass here in the second quarter, it's 2nd down and 10 now for the Mavericks at their own 23. Hogan is not in the backfield. This is a handoff and getting maybe a yard on that play.
Yep, that was Hogan.
That was Hogan.
Yep.
Okay. I thought that was Joel Armendariz, but that was Hogan, and Hogan picks up a yard. And 3rd and 9 for a team that is predominantly a rushing team. It's hard to throw in a pass here, but
Yeah, I would think Boone McDonald's going to be the one taking the snap here, and they're going to try to pass it. Hogan's going to be in the backfield with him, but they need a big play here.
Hogan dropping back, and he is sacked on the fumble, and it is Trego football. Aaron Sampson charging in there like a beast and knocked the ball out of the hands of McDonald, and Joaquini recovers the ball.
Yep, and this is where Trego's defense starts to gain momentum. That was just a huge play by Sampson. Excellent recovery there by Christopher Gum. And now Trego with the ball in Kiowa County territory. That's almost what they're going to have to do all night long if they want that field positioning, because offense has been hard to come by for both sides. But now they're in Kiowa County territory.
And that's the fourth sack tonight for the Golden Eagle defense. Here is Wynn, and Wynn tries to grab to the left, and nothing going there.
Yeah, that was a 6'4", 120-pound sophomore, Garrett Kern, that made the initial stop, and that's a big boy in there, and that's a big stop there. You don't want Ashton Wynn to get in space. We saw what can happen earlier in the game when Wynn rushed that touchdown in from 21 yards out. We're kind of in that same territory, so them defensive ends of Kiowa County got to make sure to contain the outside, force them to go inside. 2nd down and 10.
So the clock's at 7 minutes now in the second quarter. Trego trying to add on to an 8-0 lead over Kiowa County. That defense is staunch tonight for the Golden Eagles. And speaking of staunch, not much going there. Man. So hand off to the right, and that went to Aschenbrenner, and Aschenbrenner lost at least a yard or maybe even 2 on that. Tate.
Yeah, he gained 2 yards there.
He gained 2 yards.
Yeah, it was 2nd down and 10. Now it's 3rd down and 8. Hogan, if he doesn't wrap around that cleat of Aschenbrenner, he's getting the 1st down. But that was an excellent job by Aschenbrenner. Not let go of them shoelaces.
Hogan's been all over the place tonight, both offensively and defensively. Trego's defenses so far kind of figured out Hogan, but not on the offensive side. When looking for a receiver, he throws it open and overthrows Aaron Sampson in the back of the end zone.
Man, Sampson was open back there, but once again, Wynn just throws a little bit too high. That was an excellent chance for Trego to put some points on the board. Now we got 4th down.
Ashton Wynn coming into this ball game with 864 yards passing, 13 touchdowns and 5 picks, but he had a 59% completion rate coming into this game. But so far tonight, it's been a little rough tonight for Ashton. 2 of 7 for 35 yards. 4th down, 8. Wynn back to pass. He finds his receiver. Oh, wow. It's a 1st down. Touchdown! Touchdown, Vladen Crawford.
What a route by Crawford. We'll watch on the replay. Crawford on the left side of that screen gets his defender in. Nice throw by Wynn right to the sideline, breaks the tackle and puts it in. That's an excellent play call from Coach Axton.
18-yard touchdown pass.
Man, I tell you what, that was an excellent play call. That was the perfect thing you could have done in that 4th. If you don't get the 1st down there, obviously you're giving the ball back to Kiowa County. Now all of a sudden it's a 14-point game, a 2-score lead.
14th passing touchdown.
Wow.
And the 2-point conversion is no good, and getting up slowly for Trego is Christopher Gum, but he's been over there on the side of the field, but 2-point conversion is no good. But it is 14-0, 5:51 left to go in the second quarter. You're watching Nex-Tech Game Time.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Joaquini Animal Hospital, Trego Recreation Commission, and Pathway Ag of Joaquini. These proud supporters stand behind the Joaquini students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Prairie Rose Inn and Rosie's Bar and Grill, First Federal Bank, a branch of Lions Federal Bank, and professional fire equipment, longtime supporter of Nex-Tech Game Time. Good luck to the Eagles as you battle your way through the postseason.
We are back in Waukene. Trego just scored a touchdown pass from Wynn to the freshman, Vladen Crawford. Vladen gets his 5th receiving touchdown and his 20th reception of the season, and he's only a freshman. He had a pick 6 last week.
Yeah, if I had to think, Vladen Crawford being a freshman, he's going to be a player for Trego that all the other teams are going to have to worry about here for the next 3 years.
Absolutely. Ashton Wynn has the ball teed up, and here we go. Deep kickoff, and it rolls into the end zone and out of the back of the end zone. So a touchback for Trego, and Kiowa County is trying to put some points on the board before halftime. 5:51 left to go. We're halfway through the slower second quarter than it was in the first.
Yeah, I think it's very important for Kiowa County to get some points on the board in this drive. They need to make it back to a one-score game because Trego gets the ball at half.
Here's a direct snap, and it's going to be Hogan, and Hogan is going to be tackled for a loss.
Aaron Sampson with a huge, huge tackle there. He was the only one to get him, and he did.
Loss of 1. Just keep thinking, coming into this ball game, averaging almost 10 yards a carry, and Hogan tonight is being held in check. He's got 12 carries for 40 yards. He's the workhorse, but Trego's got him figured out so far. Here is a handoff to Hogan again. He is knocked right at the line of scrimmage. Looked like the ball came out, but they're going to call it down. It did not come out, but that's another loss on that play.
Yeah, nothing going right now for Kiowa County's offense. But mainly, I think it's more Trego's defense is what's coming up nice. I mean, they've had 2 back-to-back loss of yards on defense. They had that fumble recovery on the last drive. Like I said, this is where Trego's defense starts putting the ball in the teeter-totter on their end.
Golden Eagles already have 4 sacks in the first half. Can they pick up their 5th one here on most likely a passing play? It is a pass, short screen out to the right, and nothing going there. Maybe you will pick up a yard on that play as the receiver, Kishbaugh, was the receiver, and he gets brought down with 1 yard gain.
Yep, looks like Kiowa County is going to have to punt the ball again. Wynn's going to be back there to return it, and I think that's the 3rd punt of the ball game coming up for Kiowa County. And Wynn's coming up, so no one's going to be back there to return because it's kicked high in the air.
This ball goes off the side of the foot, and I want to stop myself short of saying that possibly the shortest punt I've ever seen.
Now, I think earlier this year we saw a punt that technically netted loss of yards over here on the other end.
That's right.
It was returned for a touchdown, yeah, and it completely rolled backwards. But
that one,
man, that's
tough.
That's a huge break for Trego. I mean, that was a punt that only netted maybe 3 or 4 yards. Now the Golden Eagles are going to have ball and good field positioning starting this drive off.
Got ball at the Maverick, it's called 17-yard line, 16-yard line. Wynn back to pass. Quick fires over to the right side to Crawford, and Crawford is rolled what kind of tackle would you call it?
It wasn't like a horse collar tackle, but I think it was 2 hands around the shoulder pads, little high. Trego's fans wanted a flag, but I don't think there was enough to flag it there. So now it's going to be a 2nd down and 3.
Ball marked at the 8-yard line of the Mavericks, and Waukene, the Trego Golden Eagles, they just keep plugging away and they're on the verge of scoring again, adding on to a 14-0 lead with 3.5 left to go. Here is a pitch out to Jack Connis. Brings it out to the left, and nice tackle, but Connis is going to, looks like he's going to pick up that first down. Looked like Boone McDonald.
Yeah, Aschenbrenner had an excellent block out there. If he holds that block for another second, Connis has a touchdown, but ultimately it's going to be, let's see, the refs are talking about
They're
it.
talking about it.
They're going to leave
close.
it short.
Third and about a foot.
Yeah, it's going to be third and basically inches here.
Ball just outside the 5-yard line. It's called the 6-yard line for Golden Eagles. Split right is going to be Aschenbrenner. Brown's on the sideline, but there's a push up the middle by Wynn, and that's going to be good enough for a first down. He's going to pick up a yard on that, but it's good enough for a first down, Tate.
Yeah, odds are in your favor if you're the quarterback under center just to get at least 6 inches of yardage. So it's going to be a first down and goal now from the 5. Trego could come up with a big score here. Put him up 3 possessions.
That's the 5th first down.
Wow.
For Trego tonight. Wynn in the backfield with Connis. Wynn is going to drop back, throws it right, and it is a touchdown. Vladen Crawford again.
That's the exact same play they ran on the other side of the field when he scored last time. And Coach Axon knows that defensive back's going to bite when he does that in and out route. So now it's a 3-possession ball game here, and that's a long ways in this ball game.
Absolutely. Vladen Crawford, as we said earlier, is a freshman, 6 foot, 175 pounds.
Have a night, young man.
Absolutely. For Crawford tonight, he's got 3 catches, 31 yards, and 2 touchdowns on 3 targets. Here's the 2-point conversion. They have not gotten it yet, and they won't get it this time as well. That's been kind of a bugaboo tonight for Trego, not being able to convert on those 2-point conversions, Tate.
Yeah, so far they're 0 for 3 on those 2-point conversions, but they're still up 20 as they're going to give the ball back to Kiowa County. Not a lot of time on the clock, 2 minutes and 42 seconds. With the offense that Kiowa County is going to be running, that clock is going to have to be stopped a few times because that clock will keep on running. And Kiowa County only has 1 timeout. They used 2 of them in the first quarter.
Yes.
And so that's kind of one of those game changers that could come into play here on this drive. But we'll see. Kiowa County just needs to get their offense going, but Trego's defense is just holding them in check so far in this first half.
The Kansas High School Activities Association conducts officials' rules meetings. They also conduct training clinics and workshops throughout the year with a view towards providing a sound educational experience for all athletes. If you'd like more information on becoming an official in any sport, contact the Kansas High School Activities Association at 785-273-5329 as the DJ is queued up a little bit of a Motley Crue.
It's that time of night. Now they got to turn it off. The whistle's blown. Gosh dang it. Could have let it play another 10 seconds.
Here is a short kickoff, and it is bobbled, but it's picked up at the 3. And tackle. Whoa! What a tackle in there.
Wow.
All right, show yourself. That was number 5. That was Hudson Dynas, the junior, with a big tackle.
Yeah, Kiowa County just hasn't been able to run any plays past like the 20-yard line since the first drive. And that's been the kind of the story between tackling and Trego community. They've just completely held Kiowa County in check, keeping them in poor field positioning. And this one's the same exact way. They're going to have the ball at the 7-yard line to start off this drive. They haven't been on the other side of the field since the first drive of the game, Steve.
Yeah, and 47 yards of total offense for the Mavericks. Made the 2-hour journey from Greensburg. This is a keeper by Hogan, and stopping him immediately is Ashton Wynn.
Man, he put the hammer
What a
down.
stop.
Yeah, he put the hammer down and just kept driving his feet. They're going to give him forward progress for maybe gain of half a yard. And so now Kiowa County with a 2nd down and 10. That clock's going to keep on rolling. They need to get up the field quick.
Down to just over 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. 20-0. In case you just joined us, the first score of the ball game was a safety. It was 2-0 after the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken, Tate.
Yep, it was 2-0 at the end of 1, and now it's 20-0. Trego finding their footing. Kiowa County needs to do the same.
All right, back to pass is Boone McDonald. Finds his open receiver, and they're actually going to get out of bounds, but Almedera's with the reception out to the 35-yard line.
Yep, nice throw by Boone McDonald, as he's the guy that throws the ball the most for Kiowa County. As that was a nice throw. There was 3 receivers right there in his way, but he found the one that was going to be able to get all the yards. As Boone McDonald, 16.9 yards per pass on the season.
31-yard pickup on that, and it's a first down. And a little bit of life now for Kiowa County. They're going to try to throw it again, but McDonald's going to keep it, run out of bounds, and gets knocked out of bounds hard, but not after he crosses midfield.
Yep, and the clock stops after that play as well. You got 1:33, and now you're finally in Trego territory. This is where Kiowa County starts to feel things out and try to find what is working. They saw that nice pass play just a little bit ago. Now they're kind of relying on Boone McDonald to kind of do his thing, but don't sleep on Jacob Hogan.
Kiowa County coming in on a 3-game winning streak, having won 4 out of their last 5. 3 games on the road, mind you. Here's Hogan, as you had just said, and he's going to be brought out of bounds at the 35 in Trego territory, and is that going to be enough for a first down?
I think they're going to give it to him. Yep, they probably had about half the pigskin. So now it's going to be a first down. Clock stopped at 1:29. Kiowa County needs points on this drive.
And that's Kiowa County's 5th first downs. Both teams have 5 first downs, interestingly enough.
I think the difference of the story is the field positioning where they start their drives. Trego usually has a little bit more room to work with to get those first downs, but Kiowa County not so much.
First down and 10 from the 35. Back to passes McDonald, and he will be sacked in their first. 21, Jared Aschenbrenner.
Yep, I think they're going to give a half a sack to Aschenbrenner and half a sack to, I missed who the other guy was. I think it was number 19, Cass Smith, if I'm right. But there's a timeout on the field. It's going to be Trego Community timeout.
We're going to take a timeout as well. 1:21 left to go, 20-0. Trego with the lead here in the second quarter. You're watching Nex-Tech Game Time.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukene Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Shiloh Vineyards. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukene students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Solutions North Bank, Day Motorsports, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Waukene. They're rooting for the Trego Golden Eagles as they battle their way through the postseason. Good luck, Eagles.
That should make it so that both of them at least get a number towards them. Yeah, there we go.
We are back in Waukene. Trego with the 20-0 lead and a $1:21 left to go here in the second quarter. The second best drive of the night, and this is a pass, and
Wow.
it is caught by Hogan, and Hogan is going to be short of the first down, but a pickup of 9, and it goes out of bounds and stops the clock.
Yeah, nice little pass by James Greenleaf. He's an 80% passer, 4 for 5 on the year, make it 5 for 6. And he gets close to a first down to Jacob Hogan, but like you said, Steve, the clock is stopped at 1:15. Kiowa County doing exactly what they need to do on this drive to make progress. Now it's a 3rd down and 1. They just need to keep it going. If they happen to stay in bounds, get back to the ball quick, and save that timeout for inside 45 seconds.
Greenleaf is one of 4 Mavericks that have thrown the ball this year.
Doing it again.
Yep, there it is again. Almost picked off by, was that Crawford? Yep. Layden Crawford almost got the pick. That was a pass from McDonald. And this is an easy call, 4th and 1.
Yep, no doubt about it. You're going to go for it. At least get this 2 yards, and then I think either get back to the ball quick or call that timeout. We will see what the Mavericks decide to do by head coach Clint Young.
Well, with 1:11 left to go and 4th and 1, it would not have been a bad idea to call a timeout, but I'm not over on the sidelines either. McDonald under center. Here's a handoff to number 22. That's Jacob Hogan, of course, and Hogan's going to pick up 2 and get the first down, and clock keeps running. And
yeah, clock's going to stop after that first down.
Yep.
And now the clock's going to start running after the white hat waves them on. But Kiowa County does a good job. They got the play call. They're back up to the ball. 24 yards to do it.
Back to pass is McDonald. He is sacked. Ball comes out. It's a fumble, and it is picked up by the Trego Golden Eagles and across the 40-yard line.
Wow. That is an absolutely huge defensive stand by the Golden Eagles. They get the ball with still 43 seconds on the clock. They have a chance to score again and then get the ball at half.
Jack Connis got the fumble, and I believe that was Aaron Sampson with the sack.
Yep.
And for Aaron, that's his 2nd sack of the night, and that was a huge one because not only was it 4th down and 1, but you got the turnover, you got the fumble recovery by Connis, and now they're talking about something out there on the field.
I think they're talking whether it was a forward pass or not, whether his arm was going forward. They're going to say it's an incomplete pass. Oh, and Coach Haxton needs to be careful here. You don't want to give him any more yards. And to be honest, I would probably agree with Coach Haxton. I would have thought that was a fumble all the way as that ball went straight backwards. But let's see.
So that's going to wipe off Aaron Sampson's 2nd sack, and Coach Haxton
he's still out there.
So that goes as an incomplete pass, but it is still a turnover on down. So now we're just talking about field position right now. And with 43 seconds left to go, Trego up 20.
Yeah, there's the flag. Haxton just didn't get back to the sideline. The ref was saying go back, and he never did. That's going to give Kiowa County a little bit better field positioning even after this. Is it unsportsmanlike conduct? Yep. Just one of those things. You got to take your medicine and say, all right, the refs called it.
Yep.
And now you give Kiowa County still 43 seconds on the clock. They're at the long 10-yard line. They still have a chance to get a first down. It's basically inches before the end zone. And that's a big flag there by Coach Haxton.
Huge. Ball at the 11-yard line, so new life for Kiowa County.
And the scoreboard's out. And it's back.
I don't think, just because I can see Coach Haxton, I don't think there's the plug-in for the scoreboards out there on the Golden Eagles sideline. I formation, nope, not I formation, a single back. That's going to be Hogan. McDonald under center. In motion is Armendariz. Here's a pass, and it goes incomplete. It is intended on the right side to Jacob Hogan.
Yeah, good job by Jack Connis. He's the one that batted it down. He followed Hogan all the way out there. 38.6 now on the clock. The clock stops, which is good for Kiowa County. The run game's not working, so the Mavericks going through the air. I'd expect a run here. You still have that one timeout. If you can get it inside the 5 at least, that's where I would call the timeout.
Two receivers split right, and going to motion again is Armendariz. Back to passes McDonald. He throws it and out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah,
Greenleaf, I believe, or Hogan was the intended receiver on that one.
Yep, a little bit too high. We've seen that several times tonight. Both teams just throwing it a little bit too high. I'm expecting Kiowa County to run the ball, try to get 5, 6, 7 yards, put it inside the 5, if not the end zone, and then call that last timeout that they have.
Quarterback Boone McDonald's a junior. He's 6'1", 170 pounds. He's thrown 9 touchdowns and 1 pick this year, 523 yards. He's also the team's second leading rusher.
Yeah, he's going to be back there by himself. It's going to be another pass.
McDonald's going to tuck it. He's going to run. He breaks it 5 and into the end zone for a touchdown. And there ends the 3-game streak for the Trego defense, not giving up any points. And that was a heck of a run there by McDonald.
Yeah, and the defense might have gave up points, but if I'm being honest, that flag by Coach Haxton kind of set up that score by Kiowa County. That's just a tough break, or a good break, I should say, for Kiowa County. Now they're on the board, which is the most important thing. It's back to a 2-possession ball game. Well, it's still a 1 possession. If they can punch it in here, it's a 2-possession ball game.
Jacob Hogan, the leading rusher, has been kept in check. He gets the call on this 2-point conversion. There's a flag.
It was just a ball on the ground.
There's a marker. So he does not make it. So the Trego Golden Eagle defense holds that 2-point conversion, and we have yet to see, if I'm not mistaken, Tate, I think we've yet to see a 2-point conversion tonight between both teams.
Yep, Trego's 0 for 3, and now Kiowa County's 0 for 1. No 2-point conversions. We have had 2 points on the board, though, with that safety starting off the game. But, yeah, like you said, no 2-point conversions have went in so far. But, man, what a game that's brewing on here. Trego still has 28 seconds. We've seen them score quicker than 28 seconds. But we'll see if they decide to go for the end zone. Because if they do, and they do happen to get in the end zone, they're going to get the ball at half because they deferred the coin toss. So let's see what Coach Pat Haxton decides to do. He's still kind of talking to the refs, but maybe tempers have cooled down just a little bit. But we know Coach Haxton. He's not going to forget that one.
That's Trego postseason sponsors include Shiloh Vineyards, Day Motorsports, Waukene Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Waukene. And first time we've seen Kiowa County kick off tonight. And it's just a little pooch skip up the middle, and it is picked up and by Ashton Wynn. And not much going there, but he does bring it out to about the 37-yard line.
Yeah.
Excuse me, 32.
Might have been the worst possible person to kick it off too, but I think they were kind of ready for that pooch kick just to run as much time off the clock. But ultimately they stop him. It's going to be a 1st down and 10. I'm looking for a deep pass along the sideline here from Wynn. And if I had to guess, it's going to be Aschenbrenner on the near side.
23 seconds left to go. Shotgun for Wynn. Wynn is looking deep. He's got a receiver, number 21, and stumbles as he fell back and went through his hands. That's the freshman Aschenbrenner.
And Aschenbrenner a little slow. He took a big hit on the ground when he dove up for that good hustle by him. Excellent job. As now it's going to be a 2nd down and 10. If this one is a pass, I would expect him to probably pass it again instead of take it into half. And if it is incomplete, then take it out in the half.
And I believe the receiver on the other side also had an opportunity if Wynn decided to throw it his way. But 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Snap to Win. Win is forced out of the pocket, looking for open running room, and will finally be brought down at the 35 after a gain of 3.
And Haxton's going to call timeout. So now they have a chance at one more play to the end zone before half.
6 seconds on the clock. And Trego's going to take a timeout. So will we. We will be back in 30 seconds. You're watching Nex-Tech Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukeenie Animal Hospital, Trego Recreation Commission, and Pathway Ag of Waukeenie. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeenie students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Prairie Rose Inn and Rosie's Bar and Grill, First Federal Bank, a branch of Lions Federal Bank, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime supporter of Nex-Tech Game Time. Good luck to the Eagles as you battle your way through the postseason.
Most likely this is going to be the last play of the first half. Trego going to air this one out again. They will Win. Dropping back. He's got good time. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, rolling to his left. Finds his receiver, and Aschenbrenner is out of bounds. But that clock is going to be at triple zeros. But that was a heck of a pass.
That was.
So we threw that from the 35. I'm just trying to get my math to math here. That's close to a 30-yard pass. And Aschenbrenner gets the big reception and a good pass there by Aaron Sampson. But we are at the half. Both teams heading towards the locker room. 20-6, the Trego Golden Eagles with the halftime lead. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to give you some halftime scores and other games going on in the state of Kansas as we are in the regional playoffs here. And we are here tonight in Waukeenie with Trego having the lead at the half. You are watching Nex-Tech Game Time.
Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. How things have changed. Bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, wind or snow, we'll be there because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
No matter who you are, the Hayes Rec Commission is for you. There's leisure programs for all ages. There's a wellness center that works for anyone at any level. Youth and adult sports, aquatics, and great facilities for any event. Go to hazerec.org to see the list of activities and sign up. Here are some of the upcoming activities.
We're still having fun. Hayes Rec's the one. We are still the one.
Here at Mapes & Miller, we take care of your finances, allowing you time to take care of your business, farm, and personal lives. We offer financial services, including tax prep, bookkeeping, payroll, and auditing. We offer services to farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and more. By coming to us, you will be able to spend more time at your business and with your families. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for kids. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents. Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk? Okay.
Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hens has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment. A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukeeny Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Shiloh Vineyards. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeeny students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Solutions North Bank, Day Motorsports, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Waukeeny. They're rooting for the Trego Golden Eagles as they battle their way through the postseason. Good luck, Eagles! A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukeeny Animal Hospital, Trego Recreation Commission, and Pathway Ag of Waukeeny. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeeny students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Prairie Rose Inn and Rosie's Bar and Grill, First Federal Bank, a branch of Lions Federal Bank, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime supporter of Nex-Tech Game Time. Good luck to the Eagles as you battle your way through the postseason.
Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. My, how things have changed. Bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, wind or snow, we'll be there. Because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
No matter who you are, the Hayes Rec Commission is for you. There's leisure programs for all ages. There's a wellness center that works for anyone at any level. Youth and adult sports, aquatics, and great facilities for any event. Go to hayesrec.org to see the list of activities and sign up. Here are some of the upcoming activities.
We're still having fun. Hayes Rec's the one. We are still the one.
Here at Mapes & Miller, we take care of your finances, allowing you time to take care of your business, farm, and personal lives. We offer financial services, including tax prep, bookkeeping, payroll, and auditing. We offer services to farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and more. By coming to us, you'll be able to spend more time at your business and with your families. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for kids. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents. Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk? Okay.
Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hins has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment. A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukene Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Shiloh Vineyards. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukene students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Solutions North Bank, Day Motorsports, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Waukene. They're rooting for the Trego Golden Eagles as they battle their way through the postseason. Good luck, Eagles! A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukene Animal Hospital, Trego Recreation Commission, and Pathway Ag of Waukene. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukene students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Prairie Rose Inn and Rosie's Bar and Grill, First Federal Bank, a branch of Lions Federal Bank, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime supporter of Nex-Tech Game Time. Good luck to the Eagles as you battle your way through the postseason.
Welcome back to Waukene. We're at the halftime. 20-6 is the score, with the Golden Eagles with the lead, and they will have the ball to start the second half. Tate, it's been an interesting ball game.
Yes, it has. It started off with a safety to start off the game, 2-0, and then from then on it was a 18-0 run for Trego. And then late in the first half, Kiowa County gets their first points on the board. So we'll go through some some box score stats from both sides. Starting off with Trego, they've had 6 first downs, 22 rushing attempts for 91 yards. They're averaging 4.1 yards per carry. One of these touchdowns being on the ground. They have 12 pass attempts, 50% through the air, as they've completed 6 of them for 98 yards and 2 passing touchdowns. Both of those coming from Vladen Crawford. A total of 189 offensive yards for the Golden Eagles, averaging just over 5.5 yards per play. Kiowa County, they have 6 first downs as well. They've rushed the ball just a little bit more for 26 attempts, but they've rushed for a little bit less when it comes to the yardage at 71, averaging 2.7 yards on the ground with 1 rushing touchdown, that one coming at the end of the first half. They are 5 for 11 through the air for 52 yards. They've ran 3 more plays than Trego at 37 for a total of 123 yards on the game with 3.3 yards per play. As if we go to the stats for starting off with Trego, individual stats, you have Ashton Wynn, 11 rushes for 50 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. He's also the passer, as he's 50%, 6 for 12 for 98 yards, and he's thrown 2 of those to Vladen Crawford. Jared Aschenbrenner, 1 rush, 2 yards, 1 reception for 32 yards, and on his only target of the night. Darius Brown, also reception for 4 yards on his only target as well. And then we have Jack Connis, 10 yards for 39 yards 10 rushes for 39 yards on the ground. Aaron Sampson, 1 reception for 31 yards on his only target. And then Vladen Crawford, 3 receptions on 3 targets, 2 of those to the house for a total of 31 yards. On the defensive side, 2 sacks coming so far from Aaron Sampson, 1 from Cass Smith, 2 from Jared Aschenbrenner, and 1 from Christopher Gum. Now on the other end for Kiowa County, it's 1 reception for 2 yards on the only target for Christopher Kishpaw. And then Boone McDonald, 6 rushes for 23 yards and a rushing touchdown coming at the end of the first half. He's completed 3 of his 8 passes for 35 yards. He's got 58 total on the game. Joel Armendariz, 2 receptions on his on 2 targets for 36 yards. James Greenleaf, 1 rushing attempt for 5 yards. Also, he has a pass attempt incompleted for 12 yards. And then Jacob Hogan, 17 rushes for 43 yards, 2 receptions for 14 yards on 2 targets. And then he's thrown the ball twice, completing one of them for 5 yards, 2 sacks on the game so far for Jacob Hogan. So it's been a very defensive, strong game so far, Steve.
Yep.
And I don't expect it to change so far. Trego's going to come out the half with the ball.
Let's go over some halftime scores for you as we have them. Great Bend at the half. It was 0-0 after 1, but Great Bend scored 4 straight touchdowns. They're up 28-0 over Bishop Carroll at halftime, rather. TMP and Smith Center, they're tied at 8 at halftime. And Hayes over Hutchinson, 13-0. We're trying to get you all the local scores that we possibly can here. Salina South over Liberal, 9-3 at the half. Those are the latest scores that we have at this point, other than the Hill City game, where that one ended early tonight.
Yep, 50-0 the Ringnecks over the Wildcats of Oxford, as that one ended in the 3rd quarter. Winner of this game goes to Hill City to take on the Ringnecks. So if it's Trego, it's another Mid-Continent League battle. If it's Kiowa County, it's going to be another long drive for the Mavericks. So we'll see what happens. We still have another 24 minutes of football, Steve.
Imagine you debating or marching before hundreds of people. Kansas high school students have been debating and performing spectacular marching halftimes since school started. You are invited to support the fall activity programs of your school. Attend a game, volunteer to judge a debate, or enjoy a music program. This is a public service message from your Kansas High School Activities Association and Nex-Tech Game Time. All right, Tate, I'm going to throw the ball over to your court here. Let's start with Kiowa County. What was talked about in their locker room?
Well, it's kind of tough to say. I think mainly the coach probably was talking about their offense. They need to get their offense going. They need to hold Trego's defense, because as soon as Trego's defense starts rolling, that momentum starts pouring in their favor. I feel like Kiowa County's offense is the main thing that needs to start going strong, but you also can't forget about their defense. They have to hold. They got their hands full with a tough Trego offense, but ultimately they got to stop Trego from getting in the end zone and put some points on the board, make this game a little bit closer, as it's still a 2-possession ball game.
In our pregame show, Tate, you had brought up the fact that in order for Kiowa County to win this ball game, they needed to stop the dynamic duo of Ashton Wynn and Jack Connis. They've kept Jack in check tonight. Aaron has really had his way tonight with Kiowa County. Not Aaron, I'm sorry, Ashton Wynn. And so they've got 1 out of 2, but you can't control both of them.
Yeah, like you said, they've done a really good job keeping Jack Connis kind of in check so far. He hasn't had the production that he's had all year long. But, of course, as soon as you take out one player, Wynn's going to back him up. But then you also forget about Vladen Crawford. You forget about Jared Aschenbrenner outside. So, they have so many athletes out there that they can get yards and score points that it's hard to compete against a tough offense that has so many people that are able to do those such things, rush the ball, catch the ball, score touchdowns. So it's kind of one of those, you take one out, you give one back things for the Trego offense and the Kiowa County defense. So we'll see what the Mavericks can come out of the second half and do, as Trego's going to start off with the ball.
And on the other side of the coin, you've got Kiowa County's Jacob Hogan comes in averaging 9.8 yards per rush in his first 9 games of the season. The Trego defense saw an awful lot of him at the very beginning of the game, their first drive.
Yep.
In fact, I think maybe all but 1 or maybe even 2 were rushing attempts, but they've really held Jacob Hogan in check. 17 carries for 43 yards, so he's averaging maybe 2.5 yards per carry.
Yeah, it's a good job by the Trego defense. They've held their main workhorse under wraps so far to those only 43 yards, but at the same time, you still have an excellent quarterback kind of passing the ball there, especially in the second half, the second quarter. Boone McDonald, as he's got to start getting hot, and Trego's kind of locked Jacob Hogan out of the game so far, but I'm expecting Jacob Hogan to come out and continue what he's kind of done all year long and try to get that ground game going. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. 37 seconds left until we start this second half of action.
Yeah, and Hogan has thrown 2 passes, 1 completion for 5 yards. As Tate went over those stats with you just a few minutes ago. But on defensively, I think that's where Jacob Hogan has really come to light tonight. He's got 2 sacks on the defensive side of the ball, and they're going to need him. Kiowa County is going to need him here in this second half to have a chance to climb back into this ball game.
Yeah, and his 2 sacks were fast. I mean, he blew right through the line. They're going to need to see more of that for Kiowa County as we're getting ready for another 24 minutes of football. The Trego fans are starting to get back into it. They're getting back to their seats, and that's kind of one thing about Trego is they have an excellent home crowd.
They do.
I think they need to use it to their advantage here in the second half.
Yep, playoff atmosphere, nothing better. Here is a squib kick, and it is going to be picked up by Ashton Wynn. Ashton breaks it out past the 35 and out to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and something that wasn't mentioned during that halftime talk was the fact that Kiowa County has not had excellent field positioning on their drives. I mean, they've been stuck inside the 20 majority of the time, even the 10 for that matter. Trego's had field positioning such as this, midfield and even into Kiowa County territory most of the game. And this is going to be one of those drives where they're going to start off right at midfield. Let's see how the Golden Eagles can come out here in this second half.
Ball right at the 40-yard line at midfield. Here's a snap and a handoff. This goes to Connis. Connis with his biggest run of the night. He's going to pick up 12 yards.
Yep, the Golden Eagles are going to try to get that momentum flowing with Connis now. 1 rush and a first down for Connis, as Kiowa County kind of shut him out in the first half like we said a little bit ago, but I think Jack Connis is going to have something different to say about that. He said, you might have shut me out the first half, but I'm going to show you what I can do in the second.
Hard to shut him down. And a great run, his best run of the night. First down to 10. Connis gets the call again.
Yep.
He is gone. And just like that, a 28-yard touchdown run. Jack Connis is in the house.
And what did I say? I said that he was shut out the first half, but no, he comes out, rushes the ball twice, and he gets 40 yards on this drive alone. And now Connis is back in the ball game, and that's trouble for the Mavericks.
2 plays, 40 yards. 28-yard touchdown run by Jack Connis. Jack Connis will add to his rushing total as he has, well, where are you, Jack? There. Jack has, that's only his 3rd rushing touchdown. Something's not right. But the 2-point conversion is good. So things with Connis with the 2-point conversion, things real quick. Tate are starting to fall into place now.
Yeah, 32 seconds into this first half. Trego deferred the coin toss, so they got the ball. And, man, Connis made him pay with an excellent decision of deferring the coin toss. 28-6, back to a 3-score lead, Steve.
We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back for the kickoff. 28-6. Trego with the lead. You're watching Nex-Tech Game Time.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukene Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Shiloh Vineyards. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukene students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Solutions North Bank, Day Motorsports, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Waukene. They're rooting for the Trego Golden Eagles as they battle their way through the postseason. Good luck, Eagles.
Welcome back to Waukene. A quick 32-second, 40-yard drive for the Golden Eagles as Jack Connis, both carries. First one was 12, second one was 28, and he got the 2-point conversion, the first of the night for either team, and the kickoff by Ashton Wynn goes out the back of the end zone. And it'll be a touchback and Kiowa County ball, Tate.
Yeah, at least Kiowa County is starting off the ball. They're going to have it at the 15 this time. They're going to try to use that little bit of momentum they ended that first half with. Try to get Jacob Hogan back in the game as they did on the first drive of the ball game, as he nearly looked unstoppable after that drive. But since then, it's not been a lot. So we'll see. This Trego defense has been holding them up well throughout the end of the first quarter and into the second. So see what the Mavericks can do on offense now, their first possession of this half.
Winner of this ball game travels to Hill City next Friday night in a clash with the Ringnecks. Back to pass. This is Boone McDonald, and he completes the pass over on the right side to Arandares, and it's a pickup of 5.
Yep, they're looking to get the pass game going, and you kind of saw glimpses of that pass game that Kiowa County's able to do from a 50% thrower. So we're going to see if they're going to keep it moving. The 2nd and 5, expect a run.
Good crowd tonight here in Waukene. Both sides of the field, the visiting Kiowa County fans. Here's a keeper, and he's going to maybe gain a yard on the play. McDonald.
Yeah, and that was all Aschenbrenner. He was the end over there that kind of sealed that off, and McDonald realized that he didn't have that pitch out, so he takes off with it, and ultimately it's only going to be a gain of 1. Now it's a 3rd down and 4, and this is when Trego has been excellent on defense so far. These 3rd and 4 situations, you know, this is where they've kind of held the Mavericks to loss of yardage so far, as a 13% 3rd down conversion so far from the Mavericks.
See if they can convert something here. Back to pass is McDonald. He tosses it, and it is complete to Hogan, and it's going to be close.
I think he's just short.
Brought down by Jack Connis. Waukene fans have their fists up in the air with indicating they think it's a 4th down, and
it is.
The Zebras would agree. So 4th down and a little over a yard.
Yep. This is a huge 4th down.
This is huge. I know it's early in the 3rd quarter, but this could be make or break for the Mavericks, and it's a keeper by McDonald, and
just got
where the side judge is, looks like he's good enough for a 1st down.
Yep.
And it is a 1st down for the Mavericks.
Yep, they're going to move the chains, just a quick little QB sneak over to the B gap, and so Kiowa County just making slow progress on their offense. It's kind of a tale of two teams, you know. You have an explosive offense of Trego, and you got this slow running offense of Kiowa County. Let's see if Kiowa County can speed things up.
They're going to need to pick up the pace a little bit. Here's an option pitch. The ball's on the field.
Wow.
And fortunately, Jacob Hogan was there to cover it, but that's a loss of 2.
Yeah, Hogan just couldn't quite reel in that pitch, so he drops it, and luckily, like you said, he recovered it himself. He's just lucky that there wasn't a swarm of Golden Eagles around him when he did that, because that's kind of been what's been happening tonight. So now we got a 2nd down and long, and the Golden Eagle defense is coming up nice here on these 1st and 2nd and 3rd downs.
They're going to call that officially a loss of 3. 9 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Trego scored right away after halftime. 28-6, they have the lead. McDonald trying to get outside, and he is going to be sacked.
That's Aschenbrenner once again. What is that? I think it's his 3rd sack on the night.
Aschenbrenner's been everywhere tonight. And if he has, coming into this ball game, 2nd on the team in sacks with 6.5 And we're going to work with our statistician here to see how many he has tonight. He has 3 sacks on the night, 9.5 sacks on the season. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a freshman. Pass and almost picked off. Not quite sure that McDonald saw Cass Smith right in the middle and threw it right into the chest of Smith, and Cass just couldn't hang on to the ball.
Yeah, the middle linebacker just kind of being right there in the middle of the field. Like you said, I don't think McDonald quite saw him, because if he did, I know he wouldn't have thrown that pass. Cass Smith ultimately not able to reel it in. Kiowa County's going to punt for, I believe it's the 5th time tonight.
Cass Smith does have an interception this year. So Trego thinks that they may go for it, but it is not. And actually a really good punt. Lands at the 20, gets a friendly Kiowa County bounce, and the ball dies at the 13.
Yeah, that was a great punt. Now Trego all the way down at the 13. If you're Kiowa County, you got to get a big stop.
So Jack Connis was pretty much held in check that first half. But boy, they came out at halftime, and 2 carries, totaling 40 yards and a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and Jack is back in business.
Yep, Jack is back. I would expect them probably to go back to him here at least a couple times on this first couple plays.
Yep, this one is a handoff to the right side, brought out to the 20-yard line after a pickup of 7. That was Connis. I think we're going to see a lot more of Jack Connis tonight here in the second half. And Waukegan, I think right now they have a comfortable 22-point lead. They're primarily a rushing team, but tonight they've had a heck of a passing game. But they want to keep that clock rolling and just get this ball game over with. Here is the keeper. This is by Wynn, and Wynn's going to pick up the first down. And finally, after dragging a few Kiowa County players, is finally brought down at the 27-yard line.
Yep, you go to Connis, the first few plays of the possessions, and then all of a sudden you fake it to him, and then you forget about Wynn, who can run the ball. I mean, that's a good first down by Ashton.
Pick up a 7 on that play out to the 20, let's call it the 28-yard line. Seven and a half left to go here in the third quarter. Connis up the middle. He's got one man to beat. Does he have the wheels?
Wow.
Yes, sir, he does.
Man.
That is a 52-yard touchdown run. Jack Connis. Somebody said something to him in the locker room, and it lit him up.
Yeah, I think he wasn't happy with those stats in the first half. And credit to Kiowa County for that. But now he's just on a roll. 2 touchdowns on 2 possessions here in the second half.
15 carries, 141 yards. Just in this, we're not even halfway through the third quarter yet, and he's already ran for 70 yards.
Yeah.
Oh, 82 yards, says our statistician, as the 2-point conversion pass is tipped and falls incomplete. It was intended over there to Aaron Sampson.
92 yards there, Steve. 50 and 40, or 52 and 40, yeah. It's all right. We won't talk about it. We won't talk about it.
As you guys probably have quickly figured out, math is not my forte.
That's why we bring Brendan along.
That's right. That's why we got Brendan, our statistician.
Yeah, he's here for that.
He keeps us in check and does a heck of a job. All right. So all of a sudden it's 34-6. 2 second half touchdowns for the Golden Eagles, and they are starting to blow this open.
Yeah, they're playing Trego Golden Eagle football now. They come out of the second half locker room And Coach Haxton said something to everybody because this whole team's playing really well. And now it's 34-6. And now if you're Kiowa County, you got to put points on the board. Keep those turnovers away.
And they're just playing on a totally different level right now.
Yeah.
Than they were in that first half.
Yeah, the Kiowa County offense is, like I've been saying, it needs to get going. But this Trego Golden Eagle offense, it was slow off the start. It was only a 2-0 after the first quarter, and then all of a sudden it's 12-0 in the first 2 possessions of the third quarter. So Golden Eagles are going to kick it off once again here with their offense rolling, see if their defense can keep that momentum.
Quick score for you, Hutchinson, Hayes leading 20-6. Here is a kickoff that lands at the goal line. That was dangerous.
Close.
That could have been not good for the Mavericks, who are all of a sudden finding themselves down 34-6.
Yep. You better check if there's some orange paint on that football, because that was awfully close to not being a touchback. Had a little backspin on it, but they're going to give them the touchback. It'll be Kiowa County football at the 15-yard line, and this is where the passing game is going to be needed and a crucial part.
So probably going to see a lot of throws from Boone McDonald, their quarterback. He drops back, finds his open receiver, and he almost broke a tackle, but he did step out of bounds at the 21.
Yeah, and that was good defense by Connis, but it was just a better throw by McDonald. It's Kishbaugh with the catch. Now it's a 2nd down and 4 yards.
Coming into this ball game tonight, Boone McDonald, 523 yards passing, 56% completion rate, 17 yards a pass complete, and 9 touchdowns and 1 interception, and he is going to throw it over the hands of Joel Armendaris.
Yeah, we're seeing some, like we said, we needed this pass game to get going, and it's going. It's just the passing needs to be a little bit more accurate there in the backfield by McDonald, but if he can tone that in, this game might get a little bit closer, but this Trego Golden Eagle defense hanging in tight so far, Steve. 3rd down and 4.
Kiowa County coming in at 5-0, having won 4 of their last 5 games, 3 straight on the road. There's a flag on the play as McDonald is flushed out of the pocket, and he is smacked around, calling the pinball wizard in there because he just got bounced all over the place.
Yep, and I think this one's going to be a 1st down. I think it was offsides. I think someone might have been lined up a little bit too far past the line of scrimmage, maybe a helmet. Let's see. Because it was a quick flag. I don't think it would have been a holding. Oh, they call it a false start, so the play should have been dead. As, yeah, the ref is back here at the 21. I think they're going to back it up from the 21.
Last week, in their win over Kinsley, 52-6, they only threw 2 passes. James Greenleaf only threw 2 passes, but he also had 2 picks last week as well. But Kinsley and Trego, 2 different ball teams, as Kiowa County is quickly figured out. So after the penalty, it's 3rd and 8, just under 7 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Here's a sweep to the left. He's going to cut it back up to the left, up to the middle rather. Knocks his helmet off, and not much going for Greenleaf.
Yeah, that was excellent. There was 2 people, Trip Hudson and Aaron Sampson, that kind of combined for that tackle. Now it's a 4th down and 5. I think it's a no doubt you have to go for it if you're Kiowa County at this point of the game. Down 34-6. It's gut check time for the Mavericks, and if you don't get it, yes, you're going to give the ball back to the Golden Eagles, but if you do get it, you get that offense passing the ball through the air. But like you were talking a little bit about earlier, was the fact that 2 passes were thrown last week, and there's been several more passed this week. Trego's a whole different team, and it's just a different game plan. And it looks like they're going to go for it. Wynn's still back there to return, but I think they're going to pass it.
In motion is number 22. That's Hogan.
Yep. First
and
down.
quarterback's going to keep it and will pick up the first down.
Yep.
No flag on the play anywhere, so it is a pickup of about 13 yards on the, well, let's call it 14.
Yeah, you had Ashton Wynn all the way back to return a punt, so that's one less defender that Kiowa County kind of had to deal with. And Wynn being that defender back there, you lose, I'm going to say 2 players from Ashton Wynn's defensive standards. So, there's space off to the left. Good job, McDonald getting the first down. And now, got to get points.
Fresh set of downs for Kiowa County. McDonald in the shotgun formation. Dropping back. He's got protection. Now being flushed out to the right. He's going to tuck it. He's going to run. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds after a short carry.
Yeah, they're going to keep on going with McDonald. One thing that I'm very surprised about, not a lot of Jacob Hogan here on this drive, is I'm not going to say it's too late, but it's definitely early in this drive. Is this 2nd down and 7 upcoming now. Clock's going to be stopped at 5:53. They're just spreading things out, and they're wanting to pass the ball.
Jace Frazier is split left. We haven't called his name tonight. Flushed out of the pocket is McDonald. He's going to tuck it, and he is just hammered by Cass Smith.
Yep.
Back to the original line of scrimmage, Tate.
Yep, the leading tackler for Trego, just being that big middle linebacker that he is, putting his shoulder down, causing a stop. Now it's a 3rd down where this is the part of the game that Kiowa County's been struggling with. They're around 10% on 3rd down conversions.
Cass Smith, the senior, 5'11", 195 pounds. He and Sampson and Wynn and Darius Brown, all seniors for this team. Let's not forget about Traxton Maley. And speaking of Hill City, there goes the Oxford bus past the stadium, as Oxford was handled a huge loss tonight, so their season is over with. 5:04 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. We have a timeout on the field. You're watching Nex-Tech Game Time.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time boosters, Waukene Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Shiloh Vineyards. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukene students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Solutions North Bank, Day Motorsports, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Waukene. They're rooting for the Trego Golden Eagles as they battle their way through the postseason. Good luck, Eagles.
Waukene, some scoring updates for you at the end of 3. Hayes over Hutchinson now, 20-6. Now we're trying to get more scores in, and Tate, you got anything over there that we haven't passed along yet?
I don't. I have the same scores as you, so that's the most local one I have. I could give you Eastern Kansas scores out the wazoo, but I can't give you much local scores.
Yeah, we've been kind of seeing how that Smith Center TMP game's been going.
Yeah.
Shotgun formation, McDonald back to pass. He throws deep. He has an open receiver on the left side. Out of bounds. Got a pretty generous mark there, but that was a pass to Joel Armendariz.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that was a pretty pass there from McDonald. He put it right in one of the few spots he could have put it. There was 2 Golden Eagles surrounding him, but he put it right along the sideline, and now 1st down and 10 into Trego territory.
Regional playoffs here in Waukene. Trego with the lead, but Kiowa County is marching, breaking tackles, breaking ankles is McDonald, and he gets down to the 16-yard line, and he is going to be close to another 1st down.
Yeah, Cass Smith almost had him, but I think McDonald's not wearing that hand warmer. It's a whole different story. Ripped that hand warmer right off of McDonald's waist, and now it's going to move the chains from back to back. Plays now for Kiowa County. This is kind of the offense that, they're not used to running this spread offense, I feel like, but right now it's working.
It's working, absolutely.
I wonder if the head coach for Kiowa County, Coach Clint Young, is thinking, man, I wish I was doing this in the first half.
Like I said, we're trying to get scores in. Phillipsburg is playing Haven. We'll get you some other games going on here in the second round of the playoffs. McDonald tucks it, and he is brought down inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and Trego's defense is kind of getting exposed here in this drive. I think Coach Young has figured out the weakness in the Golden Eagle defense, and that's
hard to do.
Yeah, that's very hard to do, and I think it's that spread offense. There's so many options what they can do with the ball, whether it's pass it or take off with McDonald's, who's having an excellent drive here.
13 yards on that pickup for McDonald. He's going to stay in the shotgun formation all by himself in the backfield. 2 receivers split left and right. McDonald tosses it into the end zone, and a touchdown for the Mavericks.
Armendariz with the touchdown, and that was an excellent drive by the Mavericks. I think McDonald just did an excellent job commanding the offense, running with the ball, throwing nice passes. They wish they could have been doing that all game long, as this Trego defense has something else to worry about now, as we're still looking for our first 2-point conversion. Yeah, we're looking for our first 2-point conversion of the game still. Oh, I guess Con has had one on the other end.
Yeah, this will be the first completed one as McDonald tucks it, cuts it in, and is going to be short of the goal line. So the 2-point conversion fails, but it is 34-12 now. 3:50 left to go in the third quarter. Trego with the lead here in Waukeeny. You are watching Nex-Tech Game Time.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukeeny Animal Hospital, Trego Recreation Commission, and Pathway Ag of Waukeeny. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeeny students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Prairie Rose Inn and Rosie's Bar and Grill, First Federal Bank, a branch of Lions Federal Bank, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime supporter of Nex-Tech Game Time. Good luck to the Eagles as you battle your way through the postseason.
We are back in Waukeeny as Kiowa County just had a great drive there, Tate, to score a touchdown. 2-point conversion failed, but that's got to give them a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, that was a great final 4 plays. It was a 21-yard rush for a first down, 10 yards for a first down, 13 yards for a first down, all coming from Boone McDonald, and then a 4-yard pass to cap it off to put points on the board. It's still 34-12 now, as it's going to be Kiowa County to kick off the ball for, I believe, the second time tonight.
Kicker is the young man that just caught the touchdown pass, Armendariz, and he just squibs them down the field. This is almost an onside. It's on the field, and luckily Aaron Sampson's there to dive on the ball.
Yeah, that was close. If Kiowa County would have gotten that one back, there might have been a huge momentum shift in this ball game, but Trego's going to start off with the field positioning that they've been kind of consistently having on the beginning of their drives here, just inside their own territory at the 37.
They've just finished the third quarter in Smith Center. Smith Center with a 16-8 lead on TMP. Russell is trailing at the end of 3 as well. Big, 36-12, but handoff, and we'll take it out to the mid-stripe. Gain of 3, and that'll be, was that Aschenbrenner?
Yep, that was Aschenbrenner on the run.
So Jerry getting in on the action. Running, that's his 18th rush of the season. But he's caught a touchdown pass tonight as well. Brown split right. Here's a handoff again to Aschenbrenner, breaks around the left, and he is gang tackled at the 35-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the play.
Yep, just keep feeding him the ball, get some yardage back, waste some time off the clock here in this third quarter as well. Aschenbrenner has that get outside speed.
Yeah, Kishbaugh had an opportunity for Kiowa County to bring Aschenbrenner down, but Aschenbrenner just broke out of that tackle. Split left is Vladen Crawford. They're going to try to go deep with him tonight on this particular play. No, they are not. It's going to be a keeper by Ashton Wynn, and he picks up the first down, pick up a 5 on the play.
One player we haven't seen on this drive so far is Jack Connis, and I think his time it's due. They're in that part of the field that Jack Connis really excels in, right there at the 30-yard line.
So first set of downs now for the Golden Eagles. 2:14 left to go here in the third quarter. Connis, there's the call, breaks a tackle, he finally drug down at the 20-yard line, pickup of 10, and that should be close to another first down. Connis a little slow getting up.
Yeah, I think he just might have got hit somewhere. Might have a dead leg or something. But he's going to go to the sideline. Smith is going to come back in, so hopefully Connis is all right, but it's going to be official timeout. Bring out the chains, see if it's a first down. I think this one will be a first down, but need a virtual measurement.
So Connis trying to walk off his injury. You don't know if he got hit in the leg. He's limping a little bit over there, but
it's going to be just short. Yep.
He's going to be about a foot short. So we're going to have to cut that back to 9 yards. Second down and inches now for Joaquini. With 2:03 left to go in the third quarter, 34-12. Golden Eagles with the commanding lead, and they are marching down the field again. And this time without the services of Jack Connis, who was shaken up on that last play.
Yep, second down and short. They're going to try to just get the first down and let this clock keep on running now as it's inside 2 minutes of the third.
Under center is Wynn. Wynn will pitch it out. This will go to Aschenbrenner. Gets the first down and drug out of bounds by his neck, it looked like. But Trego fans are asking where the penalty flag is on that. But fortunately, Aschenbrenner's okay.
Yeah, I think it was just right around his shoulder, so it's not quite enough for the flag to be thrown. There's been a couple of those tonight, but they're very dangerous tackles, but luckily we haven't seen one that's been officially called. First down and 10 from the 15 now for the Golden Eagles.
Jack Conn is still on the sidelines trying to walk it off, and, you know, if they score here, yeah, risk putting Connis back in, risk an injury again and a big game next week? Probably not, but it doesn't matter. That's Aschenbrenner. He will punch it in from 25 yards out and put more points, 15 yards.
Yep, and a good lead block out there by one of the Golden Eagles. I missed the number, but Aschenbrenner would
come back.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was a holding on the offense.
It was probably the block that I was just talking about, actually.
See if we can see the replay on that. Jason Pearson's in the truck tonight, doing a heck of a job as our producer tonight. So a 15-yard touchdown pass is wiped off the board. So Aschenbrenner went left, and I don't know.
I'm not sure if they called it on him or not. I think
that was not much of a hold, but they called it.
I think if it was called on him, Haxton would be out on the field right now. Yeah. So, someone interior
is back in the game, and he has the ball, and he is going to run over some Mavericks, and he came back with a force. And that's a pickup out to the 6-yard line.
Yeah, see, he's fine. It was just a dead leg or something. He just continues being Jack Connis. Now second down and short.
You have 19? No, not a 19-yard pickup. But either way, It's second down now and 1, as the Golden Eagles can get a first down here without punching it in the end zone. Connis gets the call. He almost makes it. He gets the first down and finally gets gang tackled at the 1.
Yeah, they're going to put him right at the 1 yard line, and I think I know who's going to be the one to get the ball next, if I had to guess. That's a good drive here by Trego.
They've put together some really good drives tonight as the clock continues to run. 35 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Second down and goal now for the Golden Eagles. Tate says Jack Connis. And Jack Connis goes in motion, and a lot of movement up front.
It's going to be a false start. Unless they call it encroachment, but... Oh, they did.
Hey, offsides. Half the distance to the goal. And so the ball's on the 1-inch line now.
It was at the 3-inch. Now it's at
That's
the
right.
1-inch. Yep. It's close, but still going to be a first down.
Well, you got a couple options here. I don't see Coach Haxton calling a pass play here. You're going to either call on Ashton Wynn or Jack Connis to punch this sucker in. And it
Or
is
Ashton Wynn. Yep.
Ashton Wynn with a 1-yard touchdown run.
Had a nice fake here as well. You'd think it'd go into the fullback, Cass Smith, but nope. Ashton Wynn's going to keep it himself for 6.
So that makes the score 40-12 now. 2-point conversion coming. And interestingly enough, Trego's only converted 1, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. 2-point conversion. So Connis in the backfield with Wynn. Wynn is going to keep it. He's going to roll to his right and make it in.
There it is. Now it's a 30-point ball game. 42-12, 13 seconds left here in this third quarter. And Trego having an excellent second half, accompanying their struggles in the first.
We're going to take a timeout. You're watching the playoffs of Kansas high school football right here on Nex-Tech, Local 1.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukene Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Shiloh Vineyards. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukene students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Solutions North Bank, Day Motorsports, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Waukene. They're rooting for the Trego Golden Eagles as they battle their way through the postseason. Good luck, Eagles.
Fans are on their feet here in Waukene as they are watching their Golden Eagles pull away from the Kiowa County Mavericks in the second round of the playoffs. And at this point, it looks like Waukene is going to punch their ticket to the sectionals and take on the foe up the road, the Hill City Ringnecks. And I know you're a Hill City graduate, Tate, so I don't know if we should have you help with the game next week.
Nope, I'll be there. Don't worry. No, I won't miss it. I will be there.
And just like he's always there, Ashton Wynn kicks it out of the back of the end zone. He's one of the best kickers in the state. Although they don't kick extra points or anything like that. They just he's just a heck of a kicker when it comes to kickoffs and pins them back at their own 15-yard line.
Yep, if they got a point for every touchback, man, they'd 45 every team and around the first quarter because, man, he just boots them right through the end zone. So now Kiowa County is going to have the ball here. First down and 10 at the 15. They need to crawl back into this game now, down 30.
Yeah, probably enough time for maybe 1 or 2 plays. 13 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. McDonald dropping back. He's under duress and just throws it in the ground. He was outside the tackle box, but that was Aschenbrenner with the pressure.
Yep. He's having an excellent night on offense and defense tonight. He has got 3 sacks, and now that quarterback hurry, and it's going to be a second down now with 9 seconds left here in this third quarter.
And did we say he was a freshman?
Oh, there's some really up-and-coming players here for the Golden Eagles between Crawford and Aschenbrenner.
Yep.
I feel like the Golden Eagles aren't going anywhere here anytime soon.
Aschenbrenner has the 3 sacks tonight. Been effective offensively as well, but more so on the defensive side of the ball. McDonald, deep pass, and it is caught.
Nice throw
by Armendariz, and it's going to be a first down, pickup of 10 on the play.
Yeah, I think one name we haven't said this entire third quarter is Jacob Hogan so far. They've kind of been locking him up. They have, on this spread offense, they have Ashton Wynn being the one to cover him, and so far it's been a lot of Armendariz and McDonald.
Well, they've been forced to pass.
Right.
Once they got 3 scores down, that's been a vast majority of their plays, and it just, I'm not sure how much Jacob Hogan is part of the passing offense, because he's only had 1 catch coming into this ball game. Long, deep pass, wide open is Armendariz. It's a foot race, but he is finally knocked out of bounds by Flayden Crawford.
Yeah, Crawford just got burnt, I think, on that route. That was an excellent job, both by McDonald and Armendariz, just able to communicate well enough to get a big score, and now that's going to take us to the end of the the third quarter. Now we're in the final 12 minutes. Still a 30-point ball game here.
Fourth quarter coming up as Kiowa County has the ball deep in Trego Golden Eagle territory, ball inside the 5-yard line. When we come back, you're watching the Nex-Tech Game Time.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time boosters, Waukeeny Animal Hospital, Trego Recreation Commission, and Pathway Ag of Waukeeny. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeeny students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Prairie Rose Inn and Rosie's Bar and Grill, First Federal Bank, a branch of Lions Federal Bank, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime supporter of Nex-Tech Game Time. Good luck to the Eagles as you battle your way through the postseason.
To conclude the third quarter, as Boone McDonald hooks up with Joel Armendariz again. And not a whole lot of passes coming into this ball game for Boone McDonald. He had 55 attempts all year. He's under center now. Here's a pitch out to Hogan. He stretches out. I think he got it.
I thought so too. I thought he reached across right before.
Before his body was on the ground.
See if we can see that one again. There it is. Just missed it. It's all right. It's only another half yard. Kiowa County might be able to push it in. Let's see if Trego's defense can hold them in.
And it's McDonald with the keeper up the middle. And
got it.
There it is. There's the touchdown that Kiowa County desperately needed. As that brings the score to 42-18 now. Fourth most points that Trego has given up all year.
And the way Kiowa County's offense is rolling, I expect this number to grow at least, I'd say, another 1 or 2 touchdowns on the game, depending on possessions. But we'll see if they can knock it in for 2 to bring it back to a 22-point game.
Here's McDonald. It's a halfback pass.
Oh, wow.
Open in the back of the end zone is Armendariz. And he was out of bounds.
He took a long time to call that. He walked over there very slowly, just brought the suspense up. But what a throw.
That was a great throw, but it all for naught, as that's the fourth time that Kiowa County has punched the ball in the end zone, and they are 0 for 4 on 2-point conversions tonight.
Yeah, it's tough sledding for 2-point conversions for both teams until the second half, where Trego's put them in. But Kiowa County, they have something going on offense, and I think if they had this offense working in the first half, it's kind of a different ball game. But now we're in the second half, we're in the fourth quarter, and Trego's just playing really good football, and now they're going to get the ball back where they do their most damage.
Look for an onside kick here of some sort. From Kiowa County, their last kickoff, they almost recovered it, but good job by Aaron Sampson for the Golden Eagles to jump on that ball. So more than likely it's going to happen again, and that's Armendariz, who's their kicker. Kind of reminds me a lot of the Wichita County team that we called a few weeks ago, Tate, and all their kicks were just squick kicks.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, that's just what Wichita County does. I think they've done it for years, and I never knew that, but here's a onside kick.
And the ball is on the ground, and it is recovered by Dynas for the Golden Eagles right at the midfield stripe. And so Trego has great field position to start their first possession of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and Trego, they've consistently been like right there at the 40-yard line most of the game to start off their drives, and that kind of goes a long ways when it comes to scoring points. When you only have to drive 40 yards up the field to put points through the end zone compared to Kiowa County in that first half, they were always stuck inside the 10. And so now the Golden Eagles are going to start right at midfield.
So we got some finals in. These games are over. We'll get that after this play as Aschenbrenner brings it up the middle, picks up close to 10 yards. Let's call it 9 based off of where the side judge is. Some finals coming in. We have Phillipsburg over Haven, 52-12. Victoria over Dighton, 64-14. Pratt beat Hugoton tonight, 35-14. And Hayes, it's a final. Hayes 27, Hutchinson 6.
Wow, good for the Indians.
Conness.
He's gone.
Gone. He turned on the afterburners, and just like that, Jack Conness is having himself a heck of a half. 31-yard touchdown run for Jack Conness.
Put him in the 100-meter. I'm convinced. That was a lot of outside speed there from Jack Conness. Man, what a run. His third touchdown of the half. He was 147 yards this half alone. I mean, he's having a heck of a second half. He was held to not very many in the first half, and all of a sudden it's a whole different ball game now for the Golden Eagles, is extending their lead now to 30.
Bladen Crawford split left has the 2-point conversion, and it is going to be good. That is Aschenbrenner. Jared Aschenbrenner gets the 2-point conversion, and all of a sudden it is 50-18 with 10:42 left to go here in the final quarter. We'll take a quick break. You are watching Nex-Tech Game Time.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time boosters, Waukene Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Shiloh Vineyards. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukene students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Solutions North Bank, Day Motorsports, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Waukene. They're rooting for the Trego Golden Eagles as they battle their way through the postseason. Good luck, Eagles.
And welcome back, everybody. We're snacking on some food because we're hungry up here, but it's a 50-18 ball game here. Trego on top as their offense is rolling here in the second half, now into the fourth quarter, and Kiowa County's going to get the ball back. They have a little bit of offensive momentum so far, so we'll see if they can keep it going. 10:42 left in this ball game. As the winner of this takes on Hill City in Hill City.
Tate, my Bob always told me, do not talk with your mouth full.
Well, that's good manners, Steve. Way to go.
I can't do math, but I can do manners.
That's a
so
good
here's a kickoff, and brought out and still going, and finally brought down. Looked like 24, but I'm not even. Oh, that's Miles Mitchell. He's the freshman. That's the first time we called his name tonight.
Yeah, he's. I think that's the first official return the Kiowa County Mavericks have been able to have tonight, and so now they're just up there at the 26-yard line. See if they can continue this spread offense. It's been working. It's just a little bit too late for it to work.
Yep.
See if they can get some quick points on the board and then manage to get one of those onside kicks in their favor.
They've had some good flashes tonight as far as their offense is concerned, and
Oh,
wow, there's a little trickeration going on there. And McDonald is the receiver of this pass.
And also a receiver of that hit from Ashton Wynn, man.
As we look at the replay here, that was a little trickeration coming over there from from Coach Clint Young, and the passer was Joel Armendariz, who's kind of been Mr. Everything tonight. He's thrown, he's caught touchdown passes, he's ran the ball, and a handoff up the middle. And it's been a while since we've called Jacob Hogan's number, and Jacob is holding his knee as he's maybe a cramp or something.
No, I think his leg sleeve there got kind of caught up in his thing, so I think he was fixing it. But, yeah, the first time we've gotten to mention Jacob Hogan here in this second half, so he gets a few yards back for the Mavericks. Now under 10 minutes left in this game. I think Kiowa County knows that their season's on the line, so they're trying to pull out some of these plays.
As train's coming through town.
Okay.
So here's the pass. It is over the hands of Hogan and falls incomplete.
It's pretty loud in here. That train going by. I'm wondering how loud it is out there.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, there's a train coming through town. The train tracks are probably 100 yards south of the football field. And by the way, you notice no cannon tonight.
Yep.
So they can't do cannons. So
they improvise.
I don't have to drop from a heart attack here.
No cannons, but they improvise calling in a train
They
through
called it
town.
well
All right.
played. Well played, Trego High School. Well played. All right, back to the game. It's 3rd and 6, 9.5 left to go. Back to passes McDonald. McDonald is under duress, and he goes down hard.
His 4th of the night. What a defensive night from Aschenbrenner.
That kid is unbelievable. Loss of 8 on the play. So it was 3rd down and 6, and now they're at 4th and 14 as the clock continues to run. We're just under 9 minutes, and there's going to be a timeout on the field as Coach Clint Young wants to talk what he wants to do here and what play he wants to call, because I doubt they're going to punt.
Yep.
We're going to take a timeout as well. You are watching Nex-Tech Game Time.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukene Animal Hospital, Trego Recreation Commission, and Pathway Ag of Waukene. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukene students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Prairie Rose Inn and Rosie's Bar and Grill, First Federal Bank, a branch of Lions Federal Bank, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime supporter of Nex-Tech Game Time. Good luck to the Eagles as you battle your way through the postseason.
Trego is ready to go, and Kiowa County breaks their huddle, and they're going to, they really have no choice. They have to go for it here.
Yep. Your season's on the line. You got to just go for it, try to get some points up.
Down by 32 points with under 9 minutes left to go in the ball game. McDonald has had a relatively good night, some good passes tonight. And they're flag on the play, and false start. That is pretty sure that's not the call that Clint Young, the head coach for the Mavericks, called on the sideline during that timeout.
Yeah, and the Trego fans were really getting into the ball game there right before that play call, so I wonder if that had something to do with it. There's a lot of noise coming, and ultimately it's going to back them up a little further, and they're going to still go for it here. I don't blame them, as we got a whistle blow.
Now, Coach Clint Young is coming out to talk to the head referee there, and starting to see a little bit of frustration on the Kiowa County sideline.
Yeah, all of the Kiowa County players are surrounding them, so I'm not sure what the situation is here. I don't know if they're talking about the flag or something else, but he's still out there.
Well, Coach Pat Haxton in the first quarter was throwing a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct, and that cost some points for Trego, but they've obviously made up for that, being up 50-18.
Yep, so, but Young's going back to the sidelines, so that's, it's still going to be a 4th down and long. I'm curious on what that was about.
Not sure, but it's 4th and 19 for the Mavericks, and
Another
there
flag.
is another flag. More laundry on the field and another false start for Kiowa County. Kiowa County, they're going the wrong way.
Yeah, it's something's not right on the offensive side here, the communication. I don't know. There was a player motioning, and I wonder if one of the offensive linemen just moved. And now it's going to be 4th down and Trego County here.
You know what I forgot to tell you about the penalties? Is you don't put a...
So ball down at the 24-yard line. They have to get all the way to the other side of the field at the 34.
My bad.
For the 1st down.
2 receivers split, left end. Oh, they're going to punt it.
Yep.
Okay. And the ball goes out of bounds.
I'd put it right at the 38.
That's kind of what I was thinking, too. The referee says, no.
Oh, whoa.
We're going to mark it at midfield.
All right. Same place Trego, I think, has literally started just about every drive in this half, right at midfield.
We got some more finals for you. Smith Center beats TMP tonight in Smith Center 24-14. Great Bend over Bishop Carroll 49-7. That is a final.
Man. That game was a little bit closer the last time we updated it. I think it was still scoreless, or maybe 1 touchdown, but that Great Bend team.
Great Bend was held scoreless in the first quarter. Then they put up 28 points in the second quarter. They were up 28-0 at the half. Back to Joaquini. Back to pass is when he's got a ton of running room, and he is finally tackled at the 23-yard line. Pick up a 17 on the play.
Yep, you get the 1st down. If I'm Coach Haxton, I'm waiting to see that back judge put up his hand for the final 5 seconds of the play clock and try to waste as much time as he can and let this clock run down as much as they can. We'll see. But Trego might be trying to put maybe another touchdown on the board. We'll see.
Aaron Sampson split left. Handoff up the middle of Jared Aschenbrenner, and he's going to pick up 5, and it's going to be 2nd down inside the 20.
Yep, closing in on 8 minutes left, and the Golden Eagles are still driving up the field with the 2nd down and 5. Just taking their time on offense. I don't blame them.
Aschenbrenner with 48 yards rushing tonight. Seemed like he had a lot more than that, but he's been more active on defense than anything.
Yep.
195 yards rushing for Jack Connis. Speaking of which, he is going to break the He is going to break the 200-yard mark and carry the ball inside the 5.
Flag gets thrown on the other side, so I wonder if this one's going to be coming back.
See what the call's going to be here. Maybe a face mask on the defense.
All right. So that's going to be, I think, half a distance.
So a 20-yard pickup by Jack Connis on that last play, and gets brought down by his face mask, and you can sense the confidence now for the Golden Eagles as they are about ready to put this game away. So Trego's going to head up the road half an hour to take on the Hill City Ringnecks next Friday night in Hill City. That is going to be a heck of a game. Diving into the end zone, it is a touchdown. Jack Connis from 2 yards out.
Wow, it's going to make it 56-18. Is, like you mentioned, Trego probably going to have to head north to play Hill City next Friday. That one's going to be here on Nex-Tech Game Time as well, so stay tuned for that. And we covered Hill City and Oberlin earlier this year, and we were talking, when the mics were off, how we really wanted to see Hill City and Trego play one another again. And next week's going to be a blast.
2-point conversion following Jack Connis's fourth touchdown run of the night. I believe all four have been in the fourth quarter or the second half. Wynn looking for somebody to throw the ball to, and he is going to be gang tackled. One of which was James Greenleaf, and the 2-point conversion is no good. But it is a 56-18 game. 7:21 left to go in the ball game here in Waukene. You are watching Nex-Tech Game Time.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time boosters, Waukene Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Shiloh Vineyards. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukene students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Solutions North Bank, Day Motorsports, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Waukene. They're rooting for the Trego Golden Eagles as they battle their way through the postseason. Good luck, Eagles.
We are back in Waukene as Trego just put some more points on the board, and they have a commanding lead. And I do believe, Tate, that last touchdown was the proverbial nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be in Trego's favor, but we kind of were talking about some stats there in between when we shut off the mics and went to commercial. But Trego, 443 total offensive yards in the game, and I think we said they were at 100 and something. I can't remember the exact number in the first half.
140, 150.
Yeah, they're having a stellar second half.
Ashton Wynn almost made a field goal, but it goes out the back of the end zone, and
that would have been 50, 60 yards if you would have put that in there. That would have been NFL level there. Another touchback, the state leaders in touchbacks on kickoffs, as Ashton Wynn, as Coach Pat Haxton during the pregame coach talk kind of discussed about. And now Kiowa County coming out with this offense that they kind of wish they had in the first half. Probably be a little bit closer of a game, but Trego's defenses came in nicely here in the last drive, other than some costly penalties that forced them to punt.
Look, Kiowa County's a young team. Out of their 26 players, 15 of them are freshmen or sophomores. And again, intercepted under duress was McDonald, and he just had no chance.
And who else would it be other than Aschenbrenner? What a night he's had. 4 sacks, an interception, a touchdown on offense. Heck of a night from Jared Aschenbrenner. And if you're Hill City, you're thinking, man, one more player we got to focus on next week.
Now we're going to have to call them the dynamic trio next week.
Yep.
So the ball spotted at the 16-yard line, and I believe that's the second or third turnover of the ball game for Kiowa County as Connis gets the ball, breaks it out to the right, sets it up the middle, and he drags a Kiowa County
Wow.
Maverick into the end zone, and 16-0, a 16-yard touchdown run by Jack Connis, his 5th of the ball game.
Yeah, and, if Trego puts this in, that's ball game. So that'd be a 45 rule, which none of us saw coming when it was halftime.
And we're going to go all the way back to early in the first quarter. 2-0.
Yeah. Yep.
Was the score after the first quarter.
Man.
Now we're on the verge of a 64-18 game if Trego can convert and put this ball game away. Who else? Jack Connis cuts it in. He is in. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the ball game.
Wow. I did not expect this. I did not expect for it to be a 45 tonight for Trego. That's amazing what this team has done in the second half. It's a whole different team that we saw in the first.
Yep, and they just turned on a dime tonight. They came out of halftime, Tate, a totally different team.
Yep, they did. I mean, it was a completely different team. I can't express that enough. It was 20-8 or 20-6 at halftime, and it's 64-18 final at 7-11 left in the fourth quarter. Man.
Okay, we're going to collect ourselves here, get some stats set up for you. Hopefully have a few more final scores for you. But we can tell you this, commanding win tonight for the Trego Golden Eagles, 64-18 over the Kiowa County Mavericks out of Greensburg, Kansas. We'll take a break. We'll come back and wrap things up here in Waukene. You're watching Nex-Tech Game Time.
Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. My, how things have changed. Bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, wind or snow, we'll be there. Because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
No matter who you are, the Hayes Rec Commission is for you. There's leisure programs for all ages. There's a wellness center that works for anyone at any level. Youth and adult sports, aquatics, and great facilities for any event. Go to hayesrec.org to see the list of activities and sign up. Here are some of the upcoming activities.
We're still having fun. Hayes Rec's the one. We are still the one.
Here at Mapes & Miller, we take care of your finances, allowing you time to take care of your business, farm, and personal lives. We offer financial services, including tax prep, bookkeeping, payroll, and auditing. We offer services to farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and more. By coming to us, you will be able to spend more time at your business and with your families. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for kids. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents. Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk? Okay.
Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hins has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment. A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukeeny Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Shiloh Vineyards. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeeny students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Solutions North Bank, Day Motorsports, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Waukeeny. They're rooting for the Trego Golden Eagles as they battle their way through the postseason. Good luck, Eagles! A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukeeny Animal Hospital, Trego Recreation Commission, and Pathway Ag of Waukeeny. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeeny students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Prairie Rose Inn and Rosie's Bar and Grill, First Federal Bank, a branch of Lions Federal Bank, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime supporter of Nex-Tech Game Time. Good luck to the Eagles as you battle your way through the postseason.
64-18 is your final score here in Waukeeny. The Trego Golden Eagles really amped it up in the second half to blow this thing out of the water, Tate.
Yeah, they sure did. It was a 2-0 after the first quarter, and then 20-6 at the half, and then all of a sudden 64-18 is a final in the midway in the fourth by 45 roll. We'll go through some stats for both sides. Let's start off with Trego. 13 first downs on the contest. Trego had 49 rushing attempts for 364 total yards. They rushed 7.4 yards every attempt.
And by the way, I hate to interrupt you, Tate, but at the halftime, they were only averaging like a little over 3 yards a carry.
Yeah, it was a stellar second half there by Trego. 7 rushing touchdowns for the Golden Eagles in the game. 13 passing attempts, 6 completed for 98 total yards with 2 passing touchdowns from Ashton Wynn. They had 62 total plays for a total of 462 yards on the contest. They averaged 7.5 yards per play. On Kiowa County side, like I said, 14 first downs. They rushed the ball 41 times for 101 yards. They only averaged 2.5 yards per carry with 2 rushing touchdowns on the game. They had 25 passes. 13 of them were completed for 164 yards and 1 touchdown, and then 1 interception thrown as well. That one was the one that ultimately ended up to the game-sealing touchdown by Jack Connis. They had 265 total yards on the contest with 4 yards per play. If we can move over to the Trego Golden Eagles stats, or we'll start off with Kiowa County. It was Carter Kishpow who had 2 receptions for 8 yards. Boone McDonald, the quarterback, 18 rushes for 48 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. He also had a reception for 10 yards. He was a quarterback that threw the passes for 50%, 10 for 20, 137 total yards, a passing touchdown, and 1 interception thrown. Had a total of 195 of those yards on the contest by himself. Joel Armendariz, 7 receptions for 129 yards, majority of that coming in the second half. Also a receiving touchdown. He threw 2 passes as well, completing one of them for 10 yards. James Greenleaf had a rush for 5 yards, a reception for 12 yards, and then Jacob Hogan had 19 rushes for 48 total yards, 3 receptions for 17 receiving yards, 2 passing attempts, completing one of them for 5 yards, and he also had 2 sacks on defense. Moving over to Trego's stats, as a lot of stats to go through on their end. Vladen Crawford had 3 receptions for 31 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns, that all coming in the first half for a total of 31 yards. Aaron Sampson, 1 reception for 31 yards as well. He also had 2 sacks, and on the contest. When it comes to Ashton Wynn, he had 17 rushes for only 84 yards, which is a low number from what he's had all season, for 2 rushing touchdowns. He threw the ball 13 times, completed 6 of them for 98 yards for 2 passing touchdowns. He accompanied for 182 total yards on the contest. Jared Ashenbrenner had an excellent game, 8 rushing attempts for 48 yards, 1 reception for 32. And when I say excellent game, I'm talking about his defensive game. He had 4 sacks and an interception tonight as a freshman for the Golden Eagles, as he's going to be a weapon next week even after this game. 23 attempts for 232 total yards for Jack Connis, majority of those yards coming in the second half. 5 rushing touchdowns, all of them in the second half for him. What a night for Jack Connis. And then Darius Brown also had 1 reception for 4 yards. So that's going to do it for the stats on both ends. Once again, 64-18 final. It's Trego midway through the 4th, closing it out against the Kiowa County Mavericks.
I'm already ready for sorry, my microphone was on mute. So I'm ready for next week already.
Yeah.
Hill City hosting, and Hill City is 9-1 now.
Yep.
And Trego is 10-0. That's going to be a heck of a ball game.
Yeah, not 1 loss from Hill City. Guess who it came to? Or came from, I should say. The Golden Eagles on the first game of the year.
30-20 on this very field that we're at tonight. So we'll see if Trego can do it this time in the Nex backyard.
Yep. And we'll be back with it on Nex-Tech Game Time, of course. So have it ready on YouTube,
right.
That's for sure.
Absolutely. So again, 64-18 is the final here in Waukene. Smith Center over TMP tonight, 24-18. Great Bend over Bishop Carroll, big. Some other ones, let's see. Hayes High won tonight in Hutchinson, so they move on into the sectionals. And we're just having a hard time getting some score. We know that Phillipsburg beat Haven handily by 30 points. Victoria over Dighton, 64-14. Big scores tonight. But that's the ones that we have at this point. So Jekyll and Hyde night tonight for Waukene. They came out of that locker room and they just floored the gas pedal tonight and blew out the Kiowa County Mavericks. And we do wish the Mavericks a safe trip home as they head back south to Greensburg.
Yep, it was a 2-hour drive for them, and what a heck of a season they had. So you got to give all the credit to the Mavericks. They played a hard game tonight. They kind of found their footing a little bit too late. So ultimately the Golden Eagles walking out tonight with a win and moving on to the sectionals.
So that's going to do it here from Trego. I want to thank quite a few people, actually. Jason Pearson, he's our producer. He's the man that makes everything work down in the van. Carter, our cameraman tonight. Of course, when you're in the playoffs in Kansas High School, you can only use one camera. So, but our statistician, of course, Brendan Stoltz, great job as always. Tate, it's another great game to call with you.
Yep.
So, really looking forward to next week. But yeah, it's a great fall night of football. Playoff football in Kansas can't get any better. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. 64-18 is the final score. The Trego Golden Eagles move on to the sectionals and will take on the Hill City Next Friday night. And we're going to have it for you right here on Nex-Tech Game Time. Have a great night, everybody.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukene Ready Mix, Outdoor Bank, and Shiloh Vineyards. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukene students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Solutions North Bank, Day Motorsports, and Nutrient Ag Solutions of Waukene. They're rooting for the Trego Golden Eagles as they battle their way through the postseason. Good luck, Eagles. A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukene Animal Hospital, Trego Recreation Commission, and Pathway Ag of Waukene. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukene students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Prairie Rose Inn and Rosie's Bar and Grill, First Federal Bank, a branch of Lions Federal Bank, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime supporter of Nex-Tech Game Time. Good luck to the Eagles as you battle your way through the postseason.